Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3. Okay, sorry about that. Hold on 1 second. Hey guys, I'm back. Or I should say I've returned. I know I said I was going to just stop, but I just took a break because I've been too eager to know what happens next. I just couldn't stop. I know it's 6:19 a.m., but I took a break, took care of other things, had a little snack in between, had some water. I have a little water left here too in case I have a dry throat, but I'm really curious of who killed Sakura. So I know this trial is going to take a while along with this investigate, but I don't care because I'm not going anywhere, and I took care of what I need to take care of from now, like a few chores and others. So let's continue. So Sakura was killed. According to the Monokuma file, she was killed she was killed from a blow to the head, kind of similar to the previous death. Sakura drew her last breath sitting slumped forward in this chair. There's obvious evidence of the blow to the head Sakura suffered. Normally I wouldn't have any problem believing that that's what killed her, but according to the Monokuma file, she had also vomited blood. And I can see a trace of blood on her lips for sure. So what could have caused her to vomit blood? The Monokuma file specifically says she hadn't suffered any other injuries. Status of Sakura's body, okay. Maybe her getting hit on the head somehow caused her to start vomiting blood? Not a chance. But Byakuya.
That's fine.
However, your eyes have landed on the most interesting location. What does that mean?
Naturally.
Yeah, don't you agree with the location you're looking at? No, I don't think I call it interesting. What? But it does make me wonder. The reason Sakura vomited blood absolutely has to be connected to why she died. Oh, because Sakura is too buff to like get hit with a blow to the head. And plus, who would be dumb enough to fight her? I mean, I know the character's a lot. I mean, Genocide Jill could have done it, but at the same time, she knows that she'll be killed for that. There are 4 red bottles lined up on the shelf. And inside each bottle, there's some kind of Monokuma figure. What I'm wondering is how they get these small figures in this bottle.
So...
It's no different from your standard shipping a bottle. Huh? You know where the bottle's opening is smaller than the boat placed inside? You've never seen that? Oh yeah, maybe I have.
In other words...
So this is the Monokuma version of that. A Monokuma bottle, if you will. What's this on the ground? There are shards of glass scattered all around the chair Sakura was sitting on. The glass is all red, and these are the top and bottom sections of a bottle, right? So this must have been originally a bottle. I think the thing... I'm trying to... Huh? There's something else on the ground near the glass. It's a figure. It fits in the palm of my hand. It's a Monokuma figure. Okay, so I think we know what was used to hit Sakura. I feel like I'm finally starting to make sense of things little by little. The Monokuma bottle sitting on the shelf. The Monokuma figure we found on the ground. The red shards of glass which probably started out as a bottle. Which would mean Sakura must have been hit in the head with a Monokuma bottle, right? The shards of a glass and the Monokuma figure are evidence of that. So I think it's safe to say that the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. Or the Monokuma bottle was the weapon. This looks like some kind of wrapper.
Huh?
That's... Do you recognize it, Hina? Well, yeah, I mean, I gave that to her. It's a candy wrapper. Sakura got super upset when she found out Genocide Jack had attacked me, right? So after we left the nurse's office, I gave it to her. I thought it might help her calm down a little. So you gave that candy to Sakura. I found a big box of it in the warehouse. I really like them. Actually, as soon as we could get into the warehouse, I took the entire box back to my room. I made sure nobody else could get their hands on it. I'm sorry, I'm such a pig. You really like them that much? But I wanted Sakura to get a chance to try one for herself. That's why I gave it to her. But now, they've all lost their flavor. Hina. polka dotted. That's how you spell polka dot or polka? I thought it was polka, P-O-K-A. But I guess that's Paka. Never mind. Let's see. Oh, what's this? There's a blood stain in front of the magazine shelf. It must have come from Sakura, right? But that doesn't make sense. Why is it so far away from where she died? Huh? The locker's open, and there on the inside, it's a handprint?
Why?
What's a handprint doing here? It looks like someone touched the inside of the locker and it left a handprint in all the dust.
It's true.
And it looks quite fresh too. I say someone was hiding in the locker and they left behind a little something extra. So then, maybe the killer hid in here until the locked room was open, don't you think? And during all the confusion, they popped out and joined the rest of the group.
Wrong.
Unfortunately, that's not a possibility. Huh? Why not?
Hey.
Think back. Before we opened the door, we looked inside the room, right? Oh yeah, and the lock was already open at that point.
Indeed.
So there's no way someone could have hidden in there until after we opened the door. Yeah, so then, what does this handprint mean? What else am I missing? Oh. There's some kind of plastic container rolling around near the entrance of the room.
So...
It looks like a protein drink, and it's empty. Sakura must have drank it, and she mentioned more than once how protein was good for all sorts of ailments.
Wrong.
I wouldn't take that to heart if I were you. Yeah, I know. But still, this protein can, it's got a label on it that says Chem A2. That reminds me, Sakura mentioned how the Chem lab had all kinds of health stuff. So she must have gotten this from the Chem lab.
Just a second.
But that's strange, don't you think? Huh? What is?
Hey.
You see what's scattered around the can? Shards of light blue glass. They must be parts of the window I broke to get inside.
Correct.
But they aren't just scattered around the can. They're also underneath it. What's that matter?
So...
Why does that matter? I can't say for sure yet, but you're probably going to want to take note of that. I feel like it'll become an important clue later on. An important clue. Don't see how, but why not? Am I forgetting something? Got the blood stain. Guess I'll talk to you guys?
What the heck?
We already know who did it. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It had to be one of them. They couldn't stand the sight of her. You agree with me, don't you, Makoto? I can't say for sure until we find more clues. Then let me help you find out more. You see, Sakura asked all three of them to meet with her. You know where? Right here in this rec room. Huh? After I went to the nurse's office this morning, Sakura and I both left together, right? Well, eventually she went off on her own. But when I saw her again after that, she said that she left a note for each of them. She asked them to meet her in the rec room by noon. By noon. The Monokuma file says she died right around then. I'm telling you the truth, I heard it right from Sakura herself. And I tried to stop her, but she wouldn't listen. She said not to worry, that she wanted to talk to them. And this is what happened. If I stopped her by force even, this never would have happened. Hina. It's impossible not to have regrets, I know. Oh, okay, so Aoi's account / Hina. But the fact that she asked those two to meet with her, and she asked them to come to the rec room at noon, the same time and place she ended up dying, it might be good to confirm what I just heard with the three of them directly.
However...
But for Sakura to have been killed, yeah, she's not the type who would go down without a fight.
It's true.
And she certainly didn't, I would say. She was the ultimate martial artist, strong in body, mind, and spirit. So how was the killer able to get the upper hand on her? I wonder, did someone get the upper hand? They must have taken her by surprise, maybe?
Certainly.
Certainly, they would have needed to if they expected to stand any chance against her. Yeah, she would have murdered them.
What?
What do you want? You're bothering me. But there's something I'd like to ask you, though. Make it quick. Is it true that Sakura asked you to meet her in this room? So you found out. Interesting. Then it's true? I did receive a note to that effect, yes. But what fool would do what it said and risk being killed by that monster? So you didn't go see her, huh? Of course not. I ripped the note to shreds and threw it away. I haven't seen Sakura today at all. Byakuya said he didn't go see her. Is that the truth? Well, until I can prove it, I have no choice but to accept it for now.
Come on.
If you're really all finished, please remove yourself from my sight. Alright, I got it. Sorry. Alright, so we gotta talk to Toko. Oh, I'm missing something? What am I missing? I'm missing something? What? This chair? The chair was shoved against the doorknob, so we couldn't get the door open. There's no evidence that in other words, there's no reason to think the chair had anything special done to it. Okay, what am I missing? What am I missing here? I got the glass, I examined Sakura, the blood. What am I missing? Game? What am I missing? This door's the only way in or out of the rec room. The door doesn't have a lock and there's no evidence that the mountings have been tampered with. The only notable change to the door is the smashed window, which happened of course when I broke it to get inside. There's no evidence of any kind. In other words, I don't see anything suspicious about the door itself. There's no doubt the reason the door didn't open was simply because the chair was shoved up against it. This kept the doorknob from turning the door from opening, and there was no evidence of the door or chair being tampered with or anything like that. So the killer must have created the locked door from the inside, not from the out.
Listen.
Well, Makoto, have you finished with your general investigation? Yeah, I think so, for the most part.
So then...
Then you should probably go talk with the people now. I'm on guard duty, so I can't leave.
Listen to me.
Which is why I decided you'll go in my place. She decided? She's gotten a lot more pushy since we had our issue. But she's right, I do have to go talk to the others. Sakura wanted me to meet with 2 other people. I need to hear what they have to say. Pushy you are, Toko. Those 2 other people went back to their rooms. So Hiro and Toko. Let's see. Sayaka, Junko. Well, Toko's right here. Toko! I pressed the... And after a few seconds...
Who's there?
The most negative aura I ever felt. An aura of total decay. Poor Toko, I think.
Well, what do you want?
So you're back to normal. Genocide Jack isn't around anymore.
Don't even say her name. It makes me sick to my stomach. I was in such a good mood, too.
She didn't look like she was in a good mood.
Hey, I was hoping to talk to you about something. Is now a bad time?
Obviously annoyed, Toko slid her out into the hall.
What do you want?
What do you want? You said you wanted to talk to me about something. I wanted to talk to you about the fact that Sakura had asked you to meet with her. What?
Well...
I don't know what you're talking about. Byakuya had already told me she had asked you and him to meet up with him along with Hiro. What? She wanted to meet with Master too? I just said two, didn't I? You sure did. Two's a crowd. I guess now it's totally obvious, huh? Yeah, pretty much. So would you please tell me? I admit I did get the note. But I didn't go see her. I was too scared, so I couldn't bring myself to go. Toko claims she didn't go see her, but can I really believe her? Well, until I can prove, otherwise I don't have a choice but to accept that. Is that good enough? Then I'm going back to my room. With that, Toko quickly retreated into her room. Let's see. Chihiro, Celeste, Here, no, that's Sakura. Aoi is... Okay, Sakura and Aoi are next to each other. Interesting. Leon... Hiro! Here he is. I pressed the doorbell.
You know?
What's up, Makoto? You need something? Yeah, actually, I just wanted to check something. It's about how Sakura wanted to meet with you.
What?
How'd you know that?
Could it be?
Oh, did you maybe gaze into my soul? Have your special abilities awakened in you, or what? But I'm not the only one she wanted to meet with. Olga told me herself that she asked Byakuya and Toko to come with her. I mean, to meet her too. What? When did Sakura tell you that? Well, when she asked me to meet with her, of course. But didn't she write you a note? Yeah, a note.
How about that?
She gave it to me in person, and she happened to mention the others, like in passing. I gotta be honest, this is super suspicious. So then you went and met with Sakura?
You got it all
No
wrong.
way! I totally didn't. Why would I ever do that? Yeah, definitely suspicious.
Actually,
The last time I saw Olga was when Hina got hurt, and I took her to the nurse's office.
don't look
I
at
haven't
me.
seen her since then. Well, I'm here. Could you show me the note she gave you? Do I still have it? Let me see. Hiro is feeling around his pockets.
Hey, come on.
Sorry. Looks like I don't have it anymore. Oops. With a big goofy smile, he pulled his back hands out of his pocket. But when he did, I saw something flutter to the ground. Something had fallen out of Hiro's pocket. Huh? Oh! Ah! Quick as the wind, Hiro snatched it back up and shoved it back into his pocket.
Hey, come on.
Sorry, just a bit of trash I forgot to throw out, you know? Trash? Anyway, I can't deny that Ogre asked to meet with me, but I never went. So, well, if you'll excuse me. Whew. Before waiting for a reply, Hiro quickly slipped back into his room. Hiro said that was trash, but there's no way that's all that it was to. That there was no... Ugh, I can't talk. I'm gonna keep going though. I want to get this class trial done, because I want to get this game done, not as soon, but I want to actually beat this game, because, like I said, I've been off for a while, and I want to get back into the mood. Okay, so I've heard from Toko, Hiro, so what next? I will definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that, maybe I should find out more about that protein can we found on the floor of the rec room. I'm sure it must have something to do with the chem... I'm sure it must have come from the chem lab. So where should I start? Let's see. Okay, so I've heard... I definitely have to look at the actual crime scene again, but on top of that... Alright, well, before we go back to the crime scene, let's go check the chemical lab. Nope. Nope. Alright, well, let's go check the chemical lab, because with the chemical lab, we can get more clues about where she got the protein and see if something's there. Ooh, what's that yellow stuff?
What?
Makoto, did you have your eye on the chem lab too? Just make sure you don't get in my way. I got it. I think what you meant to say was, sir, yes, sir. I understand, sir. Byakuya, never mind. This is my first time seeing the shelf, but I just can't get over how big it is. I should probably take a closer look at it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one... Dry nose. Doggone it. It looks like 3 shelves have been connected together to make one giant shelf. But more important right now, what's that powder that's been spilled in front of the shelf? I have to be careful not to step on it. These are footprints? And they're only in front of the left shelf. How do these footprints relate to the scene as a whole? We may need to sketch out the floor plan. But by we... Wait, by we, do you mean me? How kind of you to offer, Makoto. With an insufferable smirk, he handed me a piece of paper and a pen.
What?
Well, let's go. Chop chop. Okay, I hear you. So I got to work, and before long, I drew a poorly sketched map of the room. How's this? Not bad, at least for you, I mean. For me? So when you look at it like this, interesting. It would appear that whoever left these footprints only had been at the leftmost shelf. They came in, went straight to that shelf, did whatever they had to do, and then left. That's what the footprints tell me.
I see.
These footprints must be...
It's certainly
Makoto, are they
possible.
yours? No!
What?
Okay, then let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself. I couldn't think of a reason not to, so I quietly... I see, your left feet do appear to be too big. Unfortunately, I must admit these are not your footprints. Unfortunately? But with how clear these prints are, it should be quite easy to determine who they do belong to. And these footprints are a really valuable clue. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the floor. I better not leave a footprint. Huh? There's a broken bottle in front of the glass. Is this where the powder came from? It looks like the bottle had a label on it. Chem C4. Would you like to hear something interesting? I was on the 4th floor this morning checking things out, and at that point, this room wasn't like this. Then, this powder must have been spilled.
So in other words...
That's right. It could only have been around the time of the incident. If that really is what happened, it must be related to the case somehow. I should probably take a good hard look at the powder. There's a bunch of yellow powder scattered on the right. There's also the remains of a broken bottle. It looks like the bottle was labeled Chem C4. Also, it looks like someone left some footprints in the powder. Based on the position of the prints, whoever it was only went to the left side of the shelf. According to the Byakuya, the powder would have to have been spilled right around the time of the incident. That's all I can tell for now. On this shelf is... One look and I can tell it's nothing but dangerous chemicals. These look like poisons and other powerful chemicals. All the containers on this label are labeled with the letter C and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit Section C. And see, this one is Chem C4, so whoever poisoned Sakura or whatever took the poison from that one. So on this shelf is... It looks like a bunch of chemicals that I have no idea what they do or are. They're reagents. Put simply, they're used in experiments to bring about a chemical reaction. How have you lived in such arrogance for so long? And how you have lived in such arrogance for so long? It must truly be bliss. Isn't that really? That's mean. Never mind. You're a meanie. What? What? You think studying science and mathematics has no practical application in the real world?
That's fine.
The words of a lifelong loser, which I suppose suits you very well. Jeez. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Right now I need to focus on the shelf. All the containers on the shelf are labeled with the letter B and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit B. Unit Section B. I don't see anything out of the ordinary here. In which case, I don't think I have to worry too much about this shelf. Let's see, what's on this shelf? There are all kinds of dietary supplements and different medicines. The protein drink we found in the rec room probably came from this shelf. All the containers on this shelf are labeled with the letter A and a number. So I guess I consider this part of the shelving unit Section A. Huh? But wait! There's one bottle here that's labeled Chem C9. Could someone have put it here by accident? I should try to find out more about the shelving unit. It looks like it's split into 3 sections. Section A has dietary supplements, Section B has reagents, and Section C has lethal chemicals. And sorry if I say the word reagent wrong, I just don't know how to pronounce it. Sakura must have gotten the protein powder from Section A. But what concerns me is that in Section A, there was a bottle with a label from Section C. What was a bottle of poison from Section C doing in Section A? There's definitely something going on There's definitely something going on here. Alright, I think I've taken a good look at the chem lab. Maybe I should take another look around the rec room.
I see.
Makoto, I admit you have a good eye for spotting useful clues. But you also need to learn how to make use of those clues. Sure, dude. Got another coin. Almost every room you visit, look for those cameras and the little monitors. You'll always almost get a Monokuma coin. Almost. Alright, I'm out of here. Alright, so back to the rec room. We're on the floor, so let's just go right to it. If I can remember where it was. I think it's over here. No, that's the... Oh, wait, the rec room is... Wait, where's the rec room again? Is it on the, 3rd floor? I think it's on the 3rd floor, actually. Yeah, the rec room's on the 3rd floor. Because this is the 4th, because the 4th was the chemical. Wait, is it on the... Wait. Where's the... Yep, it's on the 3rd floor. Okay, so I just need to teleport. And here's the rec room.
Hey.
So Makoto, how's your investigation going? I told Kyoko what Toko and Hiro had told me.
I see.
I see. So along with Byakuya, they're both claiming they did not go see her. But it's all too convenient. Someone must be lying. Someone's lying.
Anyway.
Well, I've made some progress of my own. Sakura's body, the shelf of magazines, and the Monokuma bottles. These 3 things have revealed new clues. You do well to look them over one more time. Kyoko said the magazine shelf was hiding a clue of some kind. Clue. Huh? This magazine's upside down. Did someone put it back that way on accident?
Hey.
If something catches your eye, it's important for you to explore that in detail, don't you think? Yeah, you're right. I picked up the inverted magazine and flipped through it. This is... On one of the pages near the center of the magazine, a word had been written in bolded, bloody letters. It said, Toko. Could this be a dying message?
Correct.
Then it would appear you found it. Kyoko, is this?
So...
It is indeed a dying message. Someone used their finger to write it. A dying message.
However...
But just to be clear, I'm not the one who put it back upside down. It was already like that when I found it a little while ago. I made sure to put it back exactly as I found it for the benefit of others who might come along looking for it. Hey, is that? That says Toko, right? Yeah, it looks that way.
What the heck?
Then she's the killer, isn't she? Well, it hasn't been confirmed yet. It's settled. She's the killer for sure. That's conclusive evidence right there. We can use it to corner her. I can see why you would think that, but it seems too easy. If anything, it makes me that more suspicious. Alright, so she said the magazine, the Monokuma bottles, and then something else. Let me see, hold on, what was the other one? She said, okay. Come on, where is it? Sakura's body is... Okay, so basically this whole area again. So let's look at the Monokuma bottles. I think Kyoko said she found a new clue involving the Monokuma bottles. Something new. Something... I even caught it. Makoto, you are slow.
Hey.
So, did you figure it out? There's a hidden correlation between all the bottles. Pay very close attention, you're sure to find it. A correlation? Hey Kyoko, can't you just tell me what the problem is?
So...
I don't mind guiding you towards clues, but giving you my conclusion wouldn't be a good idea. Each person needs to come to their own conclusion so that everyone can have confidence in the outcome. And it's not just because you don't trust me, right? No answer? I do trust you to a degree. Otherwise I wouldn't have told you anything to begin with, wouldn't I? Only to a degree. I don't know if there's 2, but there's a few Monokuma bottles missing. I don't know if there were 6 or 5, but she's saying that one of them's missing, Makoto. Actually, there's one other thing about the Monokuma bottles that's bothering me. I'd like to do an experiment to confirm it. You don't mind helping me, right? An experiment?
Anyway...
Can you gather up all the pieces of the broken Monokuma bottle? Try to get the smaller pieces too. Huh? Are you sure it's okay to mess with a crime scene like this?
That doesn't matter.
I've already done a thorough investigation, so it's fine. And obnoxious Byakuya is not here either.
So then...
Anyway, I need to get something from the chem lab. While I'm gone, try to gather up all the glasses. And with that, Kyoko left the room. I really don't know what this is about, but What choice do I have? Better just get it over with. I took the broom and dustpan and got to work collecting all the broken bottle pieces. And just as I finished up, sorry to keep you waiting.
So then,
Is everything ready? Then let's get to work. So, what kind of experiment are we doing?
in other words,
I got a scale from the chem lab. We're going to use it to compare weights. Compare the weights? Of what? The pieces of glass you collected and one of the Monokuma bottles that's still intact. Why do you want to do that? Hey, we made a rhyme! Did you know that? I'm sorry, I'm gonna stop. That's the point of the experiment. It'll make sense when we're done.
listen.
First, let's compare the weight of two of the normal Monokuma bottles. It's balanced, I see.
In other words,
Which means each Monokuma bottle weighs about the same, right? Which makes sense. Well, that makes sense, yeah. The Monokuma figures inside are basically the same, and nothing else could really affect the weight.
so then,
Now, here comes the important part. Put all the pieces you picked up on one side of the scale. Now, what might we expect to see? Well, a normal assumption would be either they'll balance out or the pieces I collected will be lighter. I did my best to get them all, but there's a chance I could have missed some here and there.
so then,
Okay, then let's give it a try. Huh? The broken pieces are heavier? How is this possible?
I knew it.
Just as I thought. What?
In other words,
The results of our experiment and the correlation between each of the bottles. Put it all together,
hey,
and I believe you arrive at one very persuasive conclusion. So what do you think? It's all on you. So wait a minute, if the glasses were heavier instead of lighter, was it the same bottle? What? Okay. According to Kyoko, there's still something to be discovered from Sakura's dead body.
just a second.
Just staring off into space isn't going to help you figure anything out. Well, I know, but
Hey,
don't you think you might need to actually examine the body? There's no getting around it. Unlike me, Kyoko didn't recoil at the thought of touching a dead body. She was completely unemotional. It's the kind of thing I've grown perversively used to. Although there are still times... I can't believe how calm you are. No matter how many times I see a dead body, I just can't get used to it.
it's true.
That's totally normal. Then how can you...
So,
I imagine it's because I've had plenty of opportunities to touch dead bodies in the past. What? Sorry, don't worry about what I said.
hey,
No, more importantly, look here. Her shoes?
correct.
You see that yellow powder on her instep? Yeah, it really stands out.
I see.
That powder's clue number 1. Yep, we know where that came from. So Sakura was the one who was walking in that powder downstairs.
Hey,
Next is the wound to her head. Look carefully.
it's true.
Actually, even telling you that it's incredibly difficult to spot, so let me just explain.
It would seem...
It would appear that she didn't suffer a single blow, but instead received 2 blows to the head. 2 blows.
Indeed.
Interesting, wouldn't you say? And there's one more interesting thing.
Correct.
Both of her hands were spotless. There's absolutely no trace of blood on either one.
It's true.
So that's what I learned from examining her body in deep. Oh, I was right then. What if the reason those bottles are heavy because it's 2 Monokuma bottles that were used to hit Sakura. Because remember, she said she suffered a blow to the head, but Kyoko pointed out that there's 2 injuries to her head. So someone hit her twice on the head with those Monokuma bottles. Because there's supposed to be 6 of them, but there's only 4 because 2 of them were used. I think, I don't know. I can't believe she was able to learn it all just by looking at her body. I don't think anyone but Kyoko could have pulled this off. Wait, what? We're not done yet.
Whoops! You caught me sleeping. Your investigation was just so boring I couldn't stay awake.
Forget you.
Should I do it? Is it okay? Can I?
Can I? No.
Okay, then let's begin the class trial. You know where to meet, right? Please go through the red door on the first floor of the school. See you soon.
It's already time. It's already time? But the mystery of the locked room still hasn't... Blech. It's already time, but the mystery of the locked room is still only half solved. At this point, whatever happens will have to happen at the class trial. No, not whatever happens. I have to make something happen. Not to mention, we haven't talked to Toko why her name was in that magazine. Oh, this is not good. Doing it stylish. We're going backwards. Okay, now we're gonna turn around and open the door. Monaco made his announcement. Everyone began to meet up one by one. And then... the ultimate martial artist! A locked room murder mystery!
What?
What the... Oh, I just recently discovered the power of emoticons! Like, no matter how awful something is, if you toss it in a smiley face, it turns positive!
Yes, indeed!
For example, you're at a pit and you find a dead body! This is just plain creepy coming from you.
Well?
And how about the reverse? No matter how great something is, if you put it in a sad face, it looks like it's super negative.
Yes, indeed.
For example, do you have 100 friends? He's right, that does make it seem sad.
I can't wait!
Now then, please get on the elevator. I'll see you all down there. What in the world was that just now? I don't know and I don't care.
Just the worst.
I don't care about any of you guys. How can you act so casual after murdering someone?
Don't look at me!
Am I acting casual, Hina?
Don't be mean!
I mean, I didn't murder anyone, I can tell you that. I never murder anyone. Yeah, I'm completely innocent. How dare you call me a murderer?
What the heck?
Whatever. Either way, the truth will be revealed soon enough. Because there can be no doubt one of us is the culprit. Killer, the one that murdered Sakura. She was stronger than anyone I know, and yet someone killed her. And that person is right here. That person is one of us. Come on, it's time to put an end to this once again. I made my way to the elevator, but with each step I took, I felt like I was moving further and further away from my goal. I could feel a chilling fear running through me, trying to make me not rot from the inside out. No matter how many times I go through this, it never gets any easier. We climbed into our steel prison in total silence. We watched the doors close, and felt it begin its sinister descent. Metroid time. Well, interesting. I'm trying to think. Celeste was the only one who was with us because she was the murderer. And she was standing right where she was like in that corner where Kyoko and Toko are. Interesting. So now it's down to only 7 of us. Wait, 1, 2, yeah. Well, no, I'm sorry, 6, because Sakura's dead. Oops. 1, 2, 4. Yep, 6 of us. Even number too. The elevator lowers. Wait, I think it's it. Oh, never mind. Oh, I can't talk. We watched the doors close, and it felt okay. The elevator lowered, uttering its all too familiar clunky noise. It fell lower and lower. And as suddenly as always, that's the sound of something's done after being cooked in a microwave oven. Yummy. The ride was over. The ride of doom. The doors opened once again. Just the 6 of you, huh? Just the 6 of you, huh? Really? That's so few. You must be lonely. You say that like it's not your fault. We're all that's left because of you. I wonder, will the class trial end with one less classmate again? Or will your school life come to an end completely?
Now then,
are we ready to begin? You know the drill. Find your assigned seats. so the curtain opened for the 4th time. A deadly judgment. Yeah, we got it. Alrighty, so I'm going to... I don't want to keep saving, because how many slots do I even have? I have a lot of slots, actually. Wait, do I have a lot? I only have 30, okay. I'm at the 10th one, so you know what? Let's just save over chapter 3, because I don't think I'm going to be going back. Oh, yeah. I only went up to 18? Increases the influence gauge by 2. Okay, I'm definitely getting this. That's my health right there. I don't need that. Well, you know what? Since this is the only... And open handbook. Ah, that's useless. Let's go. And the trial begins. All rise.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So,
I should have chosen the
your
other one,
votes
'cause I
will
would've-
determine the results.
Well, he already said it. I should have chosen that one from the previous one. Never mind. I'm complaining.
If you can figure out who done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate. Now then, where to begin?
We already know who did it.
Whoa, deja vu.
The one who killed Sakura is one of the people that hated her. Byakuya, Toko, or Hiro. It was one of you.
I had nothing to do with it.
Yeah! I'd never kill someone, no way!
I don't want to hear your stupid excuses.
Hina seems really sure that one of those 3 is the killer, but she must have some reason for believing that. I think she's just angry because her best friend was killed. Aoi's account.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
Her account, I think, was when... Oh, look, I have, 7 hearts, and I think
Because
I
you
had,
all had a motive.
4.
You hated her.
That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
That's low. That's about as low as you can get.
Some concrete reason why Hina suspects those 3 specifically. I'm sure she's mentioned it before.
It was one of you. One of you killed Sakura.
And what reason do you have for saying so?
Because you all had a motive. You hated her.
Not really. They didn't get along, but I don't think they hated her.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
Oh, I'm gonna miss. Yep.
Low.
Ah.
That's about as low as you can get.
Okay.
It was one of
I think
you
it's the
killed-
second one because I don't think they said they hated her, but it wasn't. They didn't hate her
That's the
before.
only reason you have her accusing us?
Oh,
That's
I
low.
missed.
That's about as low as
Stupid
you can get.
whisper thingies.
It was
You know,
one
if I
of
should push
you
R1,
killed-
I think that concentrates it, so it freezes it.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
I missed.
That's low.
Oh, come
That's
on!
about as low as you can
Oh,
get.
this is so pathetic. Come on, game.
One
Work
of
with
you
me
killed-
here.
And what reason did
Because you hated her.
is that it? That doesn't make any sense.
That's the only reason you have her accusing us?
There we go.
No, he's wrong.
There's a second reason she hates you. She thinks it was you 3.
Another reason you suspect them is because Sakura wanted to meet with them, right?
Yeah, and that was right before she died. So there's no doubt about it. One of those 3 killed her.
I can't disagree with Hina. There's good reason to suspect all 3 of them. Then does that mean one of them could have done it? Could have, but we don't have enough yet. Pocket trash.
The fact that Sakura wanted to meet with all 3 of them, there's no way that's not suspicious. One of you is absolutely guilty.
I don't deny that she wanted to meet with us, but I never went to see her.
I didn't either.
Yeah, same here. I never saw her.
Oh yeah? What about the pocket
No,
trash?
it's wrong. Hiro, when we were talking before, you dropped a small piece of paper, remember? It was white with red polka dots.
What's that got to do with anything?
Red polka dots? That's gotta be the wrapper from the candy I gave Sakura.
No, it's...
Ever since we got into the warehouse, I totally monopolized that entire box of candy. So there's no way a single one of them was left in the warehouse.
In that case, Hiro, where did you get that piece of candy?
From Sakura! It's the only explanation.
Well, I mean... Yeah, sure I got it from her, but she gave it to me forever ago! It doesn't have anything to do with what happened to her!
When did she give it to you?
The last time you saw Sakura was... when Hina had to go to the nurse's office, right?
Yeah, so I must have got it sometime before then.
But what Hiro said can't... But what Hiro said can't be right, because Sakura could have only gotten it in the candy after the incident in the nurse's office. And the reason I know is... when Sakura got that... Hiro got the candy from Hina. It wasn't that Sakura loved candy too much to share, no. Hiro got the candy from Hina. No, it's gotta be this one.
I got it!
Yep, when Sakura got it.
I'm not sure about that, Hiro. Hina didn't actually give Sakura the candy till after she left the nurse's office. So if that was the last time you saw her, there's no reason you should have had that candy.
Damn it! I mean, what I meant was, Oh, that's right! I did meet up with her in the rec room. You got a problem with that?
Why the sudden hostility?
But we just talked, that's all! I didn't do anything, you gotta believe me!
You're acting incredibly suspicious.
You're acting incredibly suspicious!
You are hostile.
It's not just normal hostility! You're the real culprit! I even have proof!
Proof? What are you talking about?
I'm talking about her shining message!
What would a shining message... What would a shining message even be?
At the scene of the crime, she had written out Toko in her own blood, right? It was her dying message. Just like what you guys were talking about with Sayaka.
That's true. I saw it for myself.
See? See? Toko did it!
What are you saying? No way! I didn't do it!
You just don't know when you're beat, do ya?
Hiro, hold on. When did you see that dying message of hers?
Huh? Well, when we found Ogre's body. Duh.
But if you recall, Hina was very adamant about keeping you away from the scene of the crime. So it's hard to believe that's when you actually saw the message for yourself.
Huh? Hold on. But when Kyoko found the magazine with the dying message in it, it was... What? It was on it.
I got it! Kyoko, you found the magazine on the magazine shelf, right?
That's right. Looking through the shelf, I found the magazine with the dying message on it. I found it right there at the scene of the crime, after we'd started the investigation.
If that's true, then what Hiro just said doesn't really make sense, does it?
Doesn't make sense? What doesn't make sense? Everything I said makes perfect sense!
Yeah, right. There's definitely something strange about it. Kyoko found the dying message during the investigation, in which case, that clearly contradicts what Hiro just told us. Magazine dying message.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
He said he saw the dying message when he first found the body, but at that time, where was the magazine?
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
When, huh?
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
When her body was discovered, that's when he found it? How? When the body was discovered, he wasn't there.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Oh, stick it!
I can tell you when it was only I found the magazine when I pulled it out.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
Yeah, because he's saying he's found the magazine, but
or
he found the dying message, but when her body was discovered, how did he know when her body was discovered? He wasn't there. That was wrong? Aww.
Shoot!
Ouch, took damage. This makes no sense, though.
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem? What I said makes total sense.
I'm confused. Wait a minute. He said he saw the dying message when he first found the body, but at that time, where was the magazine? What? Where was the magazine? Obviously, it was probably... Am I supposed to shoot...
I can tell you exactly when I found the dot when Ogre's body was discovered.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message. It was only after the investigation had begun.
Am I supposed to scan this?
I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem?
The investigation had begun. No, I don't think that's the answer. And Kyoko said, in the magazine shelf, right? He said he saw the dying message when he first found the body, but at that time, where was the magazine?
I can tell you exactly when I found the dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
I'm just gonna get rid of that. I don't think that's right.
And I can tell you when I found the dying message.
I'm confused though what I'm supposed to scan.
It was only after the investigation had begun. I found the magazine tucked away on the magazine shelf. When I pulled it out, I saw her final words.
What's your problem?
I think, yeah, because he's saying he found it when her body was discovered, but where was the magazine? Like, did he see it on the magazine shelf, or where did he see it?
Dying message. When Ogre's body was discovered.
Okay, so it was the magazine shelf. Because I got confused. It's like, I'm thinking, how does he know when it happened?
When Sakura's body was found, that magazine was sitting on the shelf nearby. That's where Kyoko found it, after we'd begun the investigation. And you weren't at the murder scene, so there's no way you could have seen it then. Tell us the truth, Hiro. When did you see the message?
Darn it.
Hold on! You're focusing on the wrong part! Why does it matter when I saw it? All you gotta do is read the Vienna sausage Ogre left us, and we know who the killer is! Toko!
Vienna sausage? I haven't had that in some time, but what does that have to do with this?
I don't even know where to begin with that one.
Yeah, I don't know what he's referencing, but I don't think I want to know. Just the name Vienna sausage, like I said, I have not had that type of food in a while.
He's just trying to confuse us.
Actually, Can we even be sure Sakura wrote that message in the first place?
Yeah? I think we can all agree Ogre wrote that message. 100%, without a doubt, she wrote it. And this is me talking, so you know it's true.
Quite the opposite. If it's you talking, then it's bullcrap. Without a doubt? No, I actually do doubt it. There's no way Sakura wrote that message. What's this? Oh, come on, not this.
Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. The end is nigh. Show me the proof. I'm at least 30% right. The occult is bullcrap. Give it a rest.
You give it a rest.
Show me the proof.
Kyoko's examination summary will fix this.
I'm completely unconvinced that Sakura wrote that dying message. Because if you look at it, the message was almost certainly written using a finger. But both of her hands were completely free of blood.
What?
Then, who did write it?
Hiro could very well have written it himself. That would explain how he knew about the message in the first place.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened.
Ah! He admits it!
I figured as much.
But why would you write something like that?
Because I killed her!
You're admitting to killing her?
Please, just let me explain what happened. I got Ogre's note, and so I headed to the rec room right before noon, just like it said.
You just did exactly as the note asked? What a fool.
And when I got there...
Sorry, but do you mind waiting? I asked a couple of other people to meet as well. Okay. Would you like a piece of candy? It might help give you some energy. Oh, sure. Thank you.
And that's all she said. After that, we just stood around in awkward silence. Suddenly, I heard her mutter something.
This is it. I'm going to end it today. I'm going to end everything.
As soon as I heard that, I just knew. I knew she was gonna try and kill me. She was gonna kill me and make her escape. So of course I freaked out, and then... I saw my only chance. I grabbed the Monokuma bottle from the shelf and smashed it across her head. I hit her from behind, before she had any idea what was happening. Then she just went limp. I didn't see her move again after that. Once it was over, I pulled myself together. I realized if I didn't do something, I'd be caught and executed. So I wrote Toko's name in blood across a magazine on the table and I ran away.
I can't believe you! You're the worst! I hope you die!
That was... I started...
Well, that's what happened. Go ahead. Roast me, boil me, do whatever you want.
You're not gonna get off that easy. It's death. Death for the one that killed Sakura. We're ready to vote now, right? We know who did it.
No, I think there's more to Hiro's story.
What are you talking about? What else could there be?
There's one thing that Hiro's story just now doesn't explain. And until we figure that part out, we can't consider the case closed.
So what is it that Hiro did that doesn't make sense? What he would have done, what he would have had to do after writing the message doesn't make sense. Why he picked Toko? Why the magazine was hidden? No. Why he didn't use Sakura's finger? Why he picked Toko? Oh.
Shoot!
Okay, so it wasn't Toko. Now I'm back down to the default. Let's see, it's... Why he didn't use Sakura's finger? Okay, so it was basically why the magazine was hidden. Oops. Well, I embarrassed Makoto. Oh well. So it's why he didn't hide, why the magazine was hidden.
I got it!
Oops.
That's true. Everything you just said. It doesn't explain why the magazine was hidden, does it? By the time the body was discovered, the magazine had been picked up and put on the shelf. Why would you take the time to write that message, then stick it somewhere we might not find it?
Oh. Well, I didn't hide it. I'm sure I just left it sitting there on the table.
Really?
He's lying! He's gotta be lying!
I'm surprised that it was he hit the magazine. But I guess if the Sakura part was stupid, but I guess, never mind. I don't know, that threw me off. Because I guess, I didn't know he hid the magazine. I thought he left it there, but I guess I didn't realize that.
I don't see any reason he would lie now, after already confessing to the crime.
Then, he's not lying?
Assuming he's telling the truth, someone else must have put the magazine back on the shelf. In other words, at least one other person was in the rec room both before and after the incident.
I don't think there's any question about that.
But then, who was it?
If they went to the trouble of hiding the magazine, they must not have liked what was written on it.
Someone who wouldn't like him. Who else? Toko!
I got it! It had to be Toko, right?
Toko? Because, I mean, Byakuya said he wasn't there, and if there was any clues of him there, we would have seen it. But the only clue is Toko, and it definitely wasn't Kyoko.
Who else would want to hide the magazine other than the person whose name was written on it?
Is he right, Toko? Did you really go to the rec room?
Why would I have... Wait! But more important, that doesn't even matter! We already know who did it, right? Hiro just admitted it!
That's right. I killed her.
No, you didn't.
Who asked you?
I don't doubt Hiro attacked Sakura with the bottle. But that's not where this case ends.
What do you mean?
What he means is that Hiro isn't the killer.
You can't be serious! That's just... I don't believe it!
Hiro, tell us what happened one more time. If we go through it once more, it should become clear he's not Sakura's killer.
So, what do you want me to do?
Just tell us what happened one more time when you attacked Sakura.
I don't really see why, but okay.
We haven't reached the end of the case just yet. Hiro isn't the real killer, and I have to prove that. Yeah, because Kyoko saw something that Kyoko's examination, status of Sakura's body, and yellow powder.
I didn't want to, but I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby, and I hit Ogre from behind before she could do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once, is that right?
Yeah, just once. After the first swing, the bottle shattered. And she went limp.
See? Isn't it obvious? Hiro really is the killer!
Okay, so, status of Sakura's body. Hiro hit Sakura, that's for sure, but this doesn't end there. There's something that proves that the wounds on her head. Yeah, it's the status of Sakura's body.
I did it. I grabbed a Monokuma bottle from the shelf nearby.
Or no, Kyoko's example. Wait a minute. Hold on. Status. Okay, wait, no, I think it's Kyoko's examination, not that one. Where is it? Yeah. Yeah, she suffered 2 blows to the head, not 1. So it's Kyoko's examination.
Do anything.
You hit her from behind. And you only hit her once. Is that right?
Yeah, just once.
Not from Kyoko's view.
If Sakura died from Hiro's single blow, that doesn't explain why she had 2 head wounds.
2?
That's right. She had 2 separate wounds on her head.
And remember, this girl examines dead bodies as a hobby. Personally, I'm inclined to believe her.
But I only hit her once. How could she have 2 wounds?
2 wounds means she was struck twice. What's more, both attacks must have come from a Monokuma bottle.
Hold on. How can you know that just from some cuts on her head?
It's not just that, both bottles were shattered.
She was attacked twice with 2 Monokuma bottles?
It's not just because of her head wounds. It's also because of the Monokuma bottles themselves. There's something very suspicious about those bottles.
There were 6 and now there's only 4, because 2 of them were used.
Once you understand that point, you'll understand why 2 separate Monokuma bottles must have been used.
So someone else used the second bottle to hit, Sakura.
Think back. After the incident, there were 4 Monokuma bottles left on the shelf, right? And we found pieces of a bottle on the ground, along with the chess piece it had inside.
That was the bottle Hiro hit Sakura with, right?
For now, just note that there were 4 intact bottles and 1 broken bottle. But originally, there were 6 bottles in total, meaning 1 has gone missing.
But how can you know for sure there were 6 bottles?
That's easy. If you look at what the bottles all had in common, it should become clear.
Ah, the chess. Rook. I forgot that name. Rook, Bishop, Knight, and Queen and King. The correlation between the Monokuma bottles. I feel like it's starting to become clear. The connection must be, it's the object the Monokuma figure inside each bottle's holding. The chess pieces, that's what it is. Hey man's gambit, huh? Yep, chess piece, that's what they had. Yep, I was right. I saw that one instantly. C, H, I need an E, please. There we go. E, F, S, chess, piece, another E. Come here. There we go. Chess piece. Easy.
Now I understand. That's it. The chess pieces. Inside each bottle, there was a Monokuma figure holding a different chess piece.
King, rook, bishop, pawn. I definitely remember seeing each of those.
Oh, you're missing the queen. Oh, man.
And the piece that was inside the broken bottle we found was the knight, if I remember.
So, what's that matter?
I guess you don't know too much about chess, do you? Then let me explain.
I haven't played chess in a very long time, and I stinked at it.
In chess, there are 6 different pieces. The king, the queen, the rook, knight, bishop, and pawn.
It's called the rook. That's what that round-looking thing was. It's called the rook. I remember the bishop I forgot, but I remember the king, queen, knight, and pawn. But the bishop and rook I forgot. I forgot with the bishop, but I think it was the rook that could move in a certain direction. The knight could move in a direction, but
What was left intact at the crime scene were the king, rook, bishop, and pawn. Just those 4. And on the ground was the knight.
Oh, so the queen is missing.
So we only have evidence for 5 bottles at the scene, while 1 apparently went missing.
What does chess have to do with anything?
Yeah, Shogi is way better.
Shut up.
Yeah! Wait, no, that's not what I mean. So, let's say a bottle did go missing. There's still no evidence that has anything to do with this case.
It's the evidence to prove who had the second bottle, Toko.
That bottle could have disappeared any time before the murder.
No. It's clear that the missing bottle is connected to this case.
How is it clear?
Think about what state the missing bottle must have been in. Maybe then you'll understand.
Wait, then the bottle that was missing... It was excited? That's stupid. It was broken? Well, there was only one on the... Wait. It can't be excited. Was it broken? No, because we would have found it. It was completely intact?
Shoot!
Okay, it was broken. I don't know why. I just thought it was intact. It was broken.
I got it! The bottle must have been broken.
It was broken, but we never found the queen piece, the figure that had the queen piece. And when I say it was, don't ask why I say it was intact. This is a. I have not played a murder mystery game like this in some time. This is different, which threw me off. I just feel kind of embarrassed that I made such a stupid mistake. It was so easy.
What makes you so sure?
Because there was evidence at the scene that supports it.
Huh?
The bag. Remember when Kyoko told Makoto to sweep all that up and it was heavier? Because both bottles were broken.
That's right. We found evidence that shows there was more than just one broken bottle at the scene.
And what is this evidence?
It was just a single broken bottle, and the evidence that proves it, that is, Kyoko and I figured it out before. Yeah. It's... the Monokuma bottle experiment.
I got it! Earlier, Kyoko and I did a little experiment. We compared the weight of the broken bottle pieces at the scene to one of the unbroken bottles. And what we found was that the collection of pieces was heavier. And the reason for that is... there was actually more than one bottle's worth of shattered glass.
Because as Makoto said, if it was just one, then they would have been lighter, but it was heavier.
So from this, we can surmise that 2 bottles were actually broken at the scene of the crime. But someone did their best to clean up the pieces of one of the bottles, along with the figure inside. But when they did, they must have left behind a few too many pieces. Which is only natural. They certainly had no way to measure the exact right number of pieces to remove.
But why would they have to try and get rid of it like that anyway?
Because of what it would reveal about the case.
There can be no doubt that the second missing Monokuma bottle is involved in this case. It must have been used by... Sakura's second attacker.
The bottle that was removed from the scene was used the second time Sakura was attacked.
The second wound on Sakura's head came from that second bottle. Given all the evidence, this is the only possible conclusion.
The killer wanted to make it look like there was only one attack, so they had to get rid of their evidence.
The killer, don't you mean the suspect?
From there,
or the attacker?
we can conclude that it wasn't Hiro who delivered that second blow. Wouldn't you agree, Toko? And there's the matter of the magazine. You must have been in the rec room when the incident took place.
Wait! I admit, maybe there was a second attack, but there's no evidence I had anything to do with it.
No way! You killed her! I'm sure of it!
Shut up! Until 2 seconds ago, you were claiming you killed her!
I'm not afraid to admit when I'm wrong. That's just the kind of guy I am. Plus, I just remembered something that proves it.
Okay, fine. Let's hear it.
It was right after I got Ogre's note. I was kind of nervous about it, so I went to the rec room early. You know, to stake it out or whatever. So I was waiting there, and that's when I saw her. I saw Toko go into the rec room.
You did?
Pretty soon, Ogre showed up, and she went into the rec room.
So Toko went in the rec room for some reason before Sakura did?
I assumed Toko was still in there, so I figured everything would be okay. That's why I headed in.
Oh, so Yasuhiro, or Hiro, admitted he went in only because he saw Toko go in, so he thought it would be okay.
But when I got inside, Ogre was all alone. Toko had disappeared.
And you just now decided to share that with us?
After the shock of thinking I'd killed someone, I forgot all about it.
Could someone tighten the screws on his brain? I think they've come loose.
So, Toko, where the heck did you disappear to?
You don't know what you're talking about. I never went in the rec room.
You know what? The locker. I bet it was her handprints.
I'm sure she didn't disappear, but maybe she found somewhere to hide.
The locker.
Hiding me in the rec room? Don't be ridiculous. Whoa, why are you all ganging up on me? You're all nothing but vermin.
Who are you calling a vermin? No, it's not ridiculous at all. I need proof that Toko was hiding in the rec room, and I have it. She left it there for anyone to find. Oh, now what? So far, you've probably been pressing the triangle button during your final strike without a second thought. But from now on, you're gonna have to pay a little extra attention to your finishing blow. Now you have to choose the proper truth bullet to use during your coup de grace. You'll select it the same way as during the non-stop debate, simply by pressing the L1 button. Oh, so I have to choose the right one, or else I probably take damage. Also, like the debate, if your logic difficulty is set to con, you'll have fewer bullets to choose from. But for educational purposes, we're going to pretend you're set to mean regardless, just this once, okay? Oh, by the way, you're about halfway through the game now. Now, go you. Yeah, I knew that. Well then, good luck and have fun. Oh, we gotta do this stupid game again. I hate this minigame.
It's a lie! I admit nothing. I hate you. I curse you.
No.
No! That's enough! I admit nothing.
This part I have to say I really don't like. Like, it's nice, but it's just not my... Oh, I gotta reload. It's not my style.
It's a lie!
So I have to choose the right one, or else I probably mess up. No. Locker handprint.
This should prove it.
Gotcha.
Did you know someone left a handprint behind on the inside of the locker? They must have been hiding in there and put their hand on the wall without thinking. Does this handprint look familiar, Toko?
No, it doesn't.
Okay then, let's just compare it to your hand, shall we? That'll clear everything up, right?
Stop wasting my time. Just tell us the truth.
Okay, it's my handprint.
Dang, she just straight up admitted it.
She's a masochist towards Byakuya. Of course she admitted it.
Then you killed Sakura!
No, I swear, there's no way!
Out with it.
I probably did kill her.
Wait, what happened? She didn't say anything. I probably did kill her?
Straight up again.
Wait, what do you mean probably?
Give us the details, Toko. What happened between you and Sakura?
Talk. Now.
After I read Sakura's note, I decided to go there early, so I went into the rec room. I didn't know what she might do if I didn't go, but I was too scared to face her head on. So I figured I'd just sneak in first and hide in the locker.
Then, did you see what happened? Did you see me hit her?
Yes, and I saw you write my name. I saw you forge her dying message.
Well, that's awkward.
So after you left, I jumped out of the locker. put the magazine back on the shelf.
But when you did, you put it back upside down.
I didn't mean to. I was in a hurry.
Imbeciles, all of you.
Forget all that. Why did you attack Sakura?
After I put the magazine back, I heard a sound behind me like a monster growling. And when I turned around, there was Sakura, covered in blood and staring right at me. When I saw that blood, I fainted right there in front of the magazines. I don't remember what happened after that. If you want to know more, you'll have to ask her.
Oh, great. So Genocide Jill / Jack's involved. Oh, you mean... Yup.
Get it back!
It was your fault after all!
My fault, Master's fault. When our faults combine, they soar to even greater heights!
Just answer the question. Did you kill Sakura?
Well, to be honest, Miss Morose and me don't actually share our memories. So I can't really say what was going on.
This is weird. I feel like I've seen this type of feeling before. Like, when you have a split personality or someone's soul fuses with yours and you fall asleep and they wake up and you don't share memories. It's kind of like, it's like Yu-Gi-Oh! Yu-Gi-Moto and Feral Yugi, or Dark Yugi, or Nami Yugi, I should say, which they call him Dark Yugi in the Japanese. It's like how they don't share memories, but they're sort of aware of what's going on. Like, one can't see because the other's not, like, inside the puzzle. When they take over, then it's like they see what happens, but they don't share memories. Because if I know this, because when they were fighting against, well, not fighting, dueling against Pegasus used his Millennium Eye to read their minds. But to avoid that, they kept switching out. So, because the other one didn't know, because they don't share memories, Pegasus couldn't read it, and that's kind of what this reminds me of. Alright, back to the game.
Well, I was just minding my own business, sleeping peacefully when someone shook me awake. Was it a prince paying me a visit? I wondered. So I opened my eyes to see... splatter everywhere! I was not prepared for that. And, well... I guess it took me by surprise. I got so startled, I smacked her with the first thing I could find, which I guess was a bottle. Sakura was just worried about you, and you're terrible. No, she's terrible. Thanks to her, I murdered someone who wasn't an adorable boy for the first time ever.
Wait, I murdered someone who wasn't adorable? Oh, never mind.
And when it was all over, you collected the pieces of the bottle to get rid of the evidence, didn't you?
I wasn't about to die for some woman! If I'm gonna go down, I want it to be for killing Master!
Just go away and die your meaningless death alone. Don't drag me into it.
So Genocide Jill will never be satisfied with her death until Byakuya dies with her. She wants to drag him to the dark world. What an evil, creepy yandere masochist. This is why you can never date a yandere girl or boy. Well, it's rare if it's a boy, but never date a yandere ever, because the first thing you're gonna notice, your friends and family will distance themselves from you, or worse, die because of her. Stuff, or worse. Ugh.
But I just can't catch a break, you know? Fate's got it out for me. Because normally, Sakura should have been able to dodge my attack, no problem.
Even as strong as she is, she must have still been reeling from Hiro's attack.
Hey, come on. That's... you know... But anyway, I'm not the one that killed Ogre. So that's good.
So that's good. Keep talking like that and he is gonna...
Well then, that's that. Let's start the vote.
Huh? I thought for sure we have some words for Hiro on that one.
What's wrong? Come on, everyone. We're ready to vote, right? Let's do this!
No, not quite yet.
Not yet? Why not yet?
Don't you think there was something odd about Toko's story? I mean, you had to have noticed.
Odd? Huh?
Hiro's attack, and then Toko's, but that still wasn't the end of it.
It wasn't?
Tell us your story one more time. Tell us what happened after you think that. Then even this gaggle of idiots should understand what I'm talking about.
Your wish is my command, darling!
It's not over yet, is it? The one who killed Sakura is... Wait, doesn't Jack have to, like, change back to Toko? Kyoto examination, the status of Sakura's body, yellow powder again.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in front of me! I remember waking up right in front of the magazine shelf.
You were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. And you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it! I smashed her good!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
You killed her in front of the shelf? So if the second shot from Toko is what killed Sakura, the problem is, where did Sakura die? She died on the chair.
I was just sleeping peacefully, and all of a sudden, Sakura was
Yellow
right there
powder,
in front of me.
Kyoko's... No, I think it has to be the stats of her body. Well,
you were taken by surprise when you saw Ogre covered in blood. You smashed her head in with
so
the
I'm assuming I shoot the second one because Kyoko's examination has nothing to do with it. Oh wait, maybe the yellow powder.
Right where I woke up.
Oops. Darn it.
I killed her there in front of the shelf.
Did you? Wait, wasn't the powder?
Shoot.
But she had yellow powder on her shoes.
I was just sleeping
Okay, maybe it is the stats of her body.
And all of a sudden, Sakura was right there in
Because it said she took 2 blows to the head, but it didn't say she died from it.
You were taken by surprise. So you smashed her head in with the Monokuma bottle?
You got it!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
Did you? Oh, game! Huh?
I was just... And all of a sudden, I remember waking up...
You were taken by surprise. You smashed her.
And where did the attack...
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
What? What happened there? What? Okay, maybe I was supposed to freeze and then shoot. I need to slow down.
You were taken by surprise. You smashed her.
You got it!
And where did the attack take place?
Right where I woke up! I killed her there in front of the shelf!
No, you sure?
No, that's wrong.
Okay, I thought the yellow powder was the answer. No, it's this one.
We found Sakura sitting upright in a chair. If the blow by the shelf was the cause of death, there's no explanation why she was in that chair.
Yeah, if she died from the blow to the head, she would have fallen to the ground or somewhere, depending on what position she was standing.
So, you finally noticed.
That's just another lie from a bloodthirsty serial killer.
Are you sure you didn't attack her while she was sitting in the chair?
No, I'm sure she's telling the truth. Anyone who saw the murder scene should think the same way.
I'm surprised you're defending Genocide Jill, or Jack Byakuya. That has to be it. The evidence that proved that there was an attack in front of the magazine shelf. Wait, what? There was an attack in front of the attack in front of the... Oh, this one! The pool of blood!
Sakura was definitely attacked in front of the shelf. The blood stain by the magazines is proof of that.
Then she must have moved the body after she killed her, right? All to make it look like I did it. Because when I hit her, she was sitting in the chair.
Hey, come on now, look at me. I can't carry anything heavier than my own scissors. There's no way I could move a muscle-bound heavyweight like that.
Genocide Jill or Jack may be a killer, but she's not... She lacks muscles.
Then what's the deal?
Well, are you still convinced the case has come to an end?
But...
Plus, the biggest mystery of all, the locked room, still has yet to be explained. Until we take care of that, we can't say this case has been properly settled.
Oh, so at least we know how she got hit in the head, but it's like, and plus too, there's the yellow powder.
That part's easy. after she killed Sakura, Toko just hid in the locker again.
No.
So she just hid in there till everyone showed up and opened the door?
No.
And while everything was all confused and hectic, she just snuck out of the locker into the group.
No, because it was just Hina, Makoto, and Kyoko who saw her dead. Everyone else was downstairs.
No, I don't think that's possible.
The reason there's no way Toko was hiding in the locker because I saw it for myself.
Even before we opened the door to the rec room, Hina and I both got a look inside. And at that point, the locker was already open. So obviously Toko couldn't have been hiding in there.
Okay then, where was she hiding?
I don't know. What's this whole locked room thing about anyway?
How do you not know? You killed her!
I think the fact that I don't know proves I didn't kill her. Thank you very much.
Don't forget, she and Toko don't share the same memory, so she only remembers hitting her after Toko fainted. The one you should be asking all those questions is Toko herself, not Jill.
You're lying.
No, she's not. I've been saying all along, there's still more to this case.
But if Genocide Jill didn't do it, that means Ogre didn't die from the shot to the head.
And
Well, I can't imagine what else could have killed her.
that's because you're overlooking vital information.
Could we really be missing something so important? The powder! If there's another possible explanation, maybe it's... Yeah, the powder. Duh, I used it and got hurt. Or got my influence drained. Yeah, the yellow powder.
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
There's no other possible cause. What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head. So you're dead set on blaming me, huh?
Yeah, it's the yellow powder. Because the Monokuma file stated that she got... Let me see. There's one place I might find a clue. It would be written in there.
What was it that killed Ogre?
It's not Aoi's account because Aoi just talks about the others, about Hiro and the others.
What was it?
And it's not the Monokuma file because all it talks about is the blow to the head. It didn't say, but she didn't die from
I can't
that.
think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Oh, really?
Shoot!
What was it that killed Ogre? If it wasn't from Genocide Jill's attack, then what was it?
Oh, maybe... you know what? It's not the yellow powder.
What killed Sakura? I can't think of anything other than the shot to her head.
Wait a minute. The victim was... The time of death is... The body was discovered in the wreck room on the 3rd floor. There is evidence of a strong blow to the victims. No other injuries were noted. However, it seems that at some point the victim suffered from violent... Oh! It is the, Monokuma, because it talks about the vomiting. The blood... Her vomiting blood. That's what it is. Okay, so it is the Monokuma file, not the yellow powder. I'm thinking too ahead. I need to slow down. The characters are kind of dragging it on. It's sort of annoying. Sort of. I'm not complaining, but I really wish they would get to the point.
What killed Sakura?
But I think I'm thinking too ahead of myself.
Anything other than the shot.
Wrong, no. You missed something out on Aoi. You're giving us so much Aois and ouchies.
According to the Monokuma file, Sakura had vomited blood. I think we can assume there's a chance this was related to her cause of death. In fact, there was even a trace of blood left around her mouth.
Well, I mean, maybe when she got hit with the bottles, she cut the inside of her mouth.
Why would she cut herself? That makes no sense.
If that's all it was, the file wouldn't have specified vomited blood.
Not to mention she was hit in the back. If she was hit in the front, then maybe the glass impact would have cut her, maybe, but no.
Not to mention, I didn't find any cuts inside her mouth.
You even checked in there? God, you really are into dead bodies!
No, I'm not into dead bodies. What I'm into is solving mysteries.
But if there wasn't a cut or anything, then what made her vomit blood?
Some sort of reaction within her body. Most likely, Sakura was poisoned.
Poisoned?
That's right. This is the conclusion I've arrived at, and so there can be no mistake.
You're making me go all weak in the knees!
Ew.
She was poisoned? It isn't possible!
Now we're talking about the yellow powder.
Is it really so hard to believe? Then let me explain exactly how the culprit was able to poison her.
You can explain it?
Of course, if you don't mind.
Everyone quiet! Shut up and listen to Master!
Oh my goodness. Hey Byakuya, can you shut up, Genocide Jill? Oh no, you can't because you're not strong. Just naive and annoying.
But you're the only one talking.
The key to unlocking this mystery was hiding in the chem lab up on the 4th floor.
Not in the rec room? Then I could have found it all along!
You never would have, since you gave up on the search the moment you were barred from the crime scene.
Well, yeah, good point.
There's a big shelving unit in the chem lab that houses a variety of mixtures and chemicals. And that's where I found this.
Is that the poison?
It's not an especially powerful poison, but it'll still kill you if you drink an entire bottle. But the specific properties don't matter. What does matter is where I found it.
Where'd you find it?
The shelf is divided up into 3 sections, A, B, and C. In Section A, dietary supplements. In B, reagents. And in C, a variety of lethal chemicals.
Oh, it's pronounced dietary. I knew I pronounced it wrong. And he said reagents or reagents. I think he said reagents, not reagents. Reagents. I got the pronounce wrong.
And that's where the poison came from? Section C?
Well, that's the question, isn't it?
The bottle of poison Byakuya just showed us. I'm sure I know where he got it. It was on the same shelf as all the supplements. I'm positive. C.
Shoot!
Wait, what? I'm confused. What did he say? If it had actually been in Section C, there wouldn't be any problem. The bottle of poison Byakuya just showed us. Oh, duh! It was in A.
I got it!
I'm sorry.
The poison was actually in Section A.
I'm sorry.
It?
I wasn't paying attention.
You just said that Section A was for supplements or whatever.
Strange, isn't it? Why would there be a bottle of poison mixed in with all those nutritional additives?
Yeah, so? Why?
Because the culprit switched it out. That's why.
What do you mean?
I mean, this.
I couldn't believe my eyes. Byakuya put the bottle of poison to his lips and...
Master!
We were shocked at what we were seeing. All we could do is stand there and watch. But it's as if it were the most natural thing in the world. Byakuya was calm as ever.
That tastes awful.
Oh no! Master's in real trouble! You have to drink some water! You can't just swallow powder! It'll stick to your throat!
Idiot! He just swallowed poison! We need to make him spit it out!
The flavor certainly makes me want to spit it out. What's so high quality about this stuff?
What are you talking about?
I'm talking about the protein, of course.
Protein?
Can I see that bottle for a second?
Sure. Do whatever you like.
Kyo took the bottle from Byakuya and scraped out a bit of the contents with one finger. She touched her finger to her tongue.
It's protein powder.
Huh?
Correct. That wasn't poison in the bottle, but harmless protein powder. Which makes one wonder, the poison that should have been in that bottle, where did it go?
The bottle of poison was actually filled with protein powder? Which would mean that conversely, the poison must have been in... Could it be? Another hangman? It was in the protein. The protein bottle. Yep, protein bottle. That's where the poison was. That protein bottle. Let me see. Protein. I need an E, please. Give me an E. E, there we go. Protein in. Wait, protein. What was it called? Protein. Oh, drink. Okay, I was gonna say. Come on, get out of the way, P. Thank you. Where's my N? I need an N. Give me an N, please. N. N. Nice. Thank you. Thank you,
Now I
game.
understand.
So, okay, so the poison was in the... Okay.
Poison must have been poured into the protein can. If the protein's in the poison bottle, it seems only logical to assume the reverse is true, right?
Absolutely. The contents of each container were switched. So the protein was in the bottle of poison, and the poison was in the protein can. Once you accept that, it becomes obvious how the culprit was able to get Sakura to drink the poison.
Holy crap!
All they had to do was hand her something there at the scene, and she was happy to drink the poison herself.
Something at the scene. A cup filled with... Wait. Slow down a second.
I got it!
Okay, never mind.
You're saying they gave her a protein drink, right?
A protein drink which actually contained a deadly poison.
Yeesh, who'd be low enough to do that?
That's all it took to kill Sakura. That is the true cause of death.
You know, I do remember Ogre saying that protein stuff was good for all kinds of aches and pains. So maybe she took it to try and help with the whole bleeding head wound thing.
But what was offered to her instead was a bottle full of poison.
But who gave it to her?
And I already know exactly who swapped the mixtures.
Oh?
For real? Who was it?
Evidence revealing who replaced the two materials was left in the chem lab for anyone to see.
The evidence that shows who switched them, it must have been what we found in front of the shelf. Is he talking about the footprints? No. This one?
I got it! The footprints left behind in front of the shelf.
Darn it, sorry about that.
That's the evidence you're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah, because the evidence go right to A, because that's where the dietary supplements are.
I visited the chem lab this morning, and there were definitely no footprints there at that point. They must have appeared around the time of the murder, which leaves no doubt that they're connected. What's more, the footprints were in front of Section A, where I found the bottle meant for the poison. The culprit must have gone to Section A to swap the poison and protein, leaving their footprints behind. And given how clear the prints were, figuring out who they belong to will pose no problem. All we have to do is check everyone's footprints right now. Then we'll see who...
It was me.
Huh?
The footprints. They're mine.
Hina?
If you're all gonna find out anyway, I'd rather you hear it straight from me, you know?
Ogre's killer was...
Yep. I did it. I killed Sakura.
Just as I suspected.
Hina, how could you? How could you?
The footprints were made by a pair of sneakers. There was no mistaking it.
Still, what about the yellow? How did you get the yellow thing on the yellow witch on her shoes? Sneakers, huh? The only people wearing them are what? Makoto and Hina?
I got it! Me and Hina are the only ones. Oh, so Byakuya. That explains why you...
These footprints must be... Makoto, are they yours? No! Okay, then let me see your shoes. And I know I usually don't do this, but I'm gonna just do this once, because I found this part funny. And let me see your shoes and I'll confirm their size for myself.
If the footprints didn't belong to Makoto, that left only one other possibility.
Just Hina.
Plus, Hina's been acting strange ever since the trial began. You were in an awful rush to get to the vote, weren't you? This whole time, you've been focused on pinning the crime on someone else, haven't you?
I can't believe it.
What about it can't you believe?
Well, it's just... the two of them were so close.
That's likely exactly why it turned out this way.
Man, two best friends, but then one betrays them. That is super low. Hina, how could you? I mean, I knew you had problems with handling dead bodies and crimes, but to kill your best friend or your good friend, how dare you? Sakura would never forgive you for that.
Because they were so close, Sakura didn't think twice about it when Hina handed her the concoction. Hina used that trust to kill her. She deceived the victim, and she tried to deceive all of us. I have to say, Hina, coming from you, this was a particularly nasty little scheme.
Hina.
Is it true? Did you really kill Sakura? And if you did, why? Why would you do that?
I found her. There in the rec room. She was hurt. She asked me to bring her that protein drink. But when I went to get the powder from the chem lab, it just occurred to me all of a sudden.
Now's my chance to kill her. That's what you thought, right? That's when you switched out the protein powder, and that's when you gave her the
But one thing I don't understand,
mixture.
Sakura has yellow powder on her shoes. Now, Makoto and Hina are the only ones that are wearing sneakers, but what if Sakura switched over to sneakers? Because it doesn't explain how she got yellow powder on her shoes. Because otherwise, unless she drank it, it landed on her shoe, I don't know.
And then she downed it all at once.
And plus, too, the way Aoi's admitting she did it doesn't seem like... I doubt Aoi did it. I want to say she did, but look at how she's admitting she did it. If she did the crime, why is she, like, yelling and crying like the other characters or the other culprits?
And then...
Because she just looks down and says, I'm guilty. But wouldn't she be, like, crying and yelling and such?
Hold it! I'm not convinced.
You're not about to claim she wouldn't kill a close friend, are you? You still don't get it, do you? The game we're playing here isn't so kind. Honeyed words like friendship don't matter here. What matters is outwitting the opponent, defeating them. Not a person alive would sacrifice themselves for another. In the end, we're all in it for ourselves. Just like how this girl sacrificed Sakura to save herself.
Save herself? Oh, brother.
You say that, but I'm still not convinced.
How many times do you plan to repeat yourself?
Don't misunderstand me. I'm not saying it because of some misguided sentimentalism. But there's still that one unsolved mystery, and I'm not convinced.
The locked room?
Are you talking about the locked room problem?
Yep.
Hina, if you really are the killer, explain it. How did you create that locked room?
Well...
There's that face.
That doesn't matter. Just because I'm guilty, that means I have to tell you everything?
Why not?
No, it doesn't. But the fact that you won't tell us concerns me.
Surely you're not... Do you honestly think Hina didn't actually kill her?
And if I do?
Impossible. She switched out the mixtures. She's the culprit. There's no way you can doubt this.
I don't know. The way she admitted that she's the killer seems off to me. I mean, I want to say she did it, but the way she's admitting it makes me kind of, suspicious.
Are you sure about that? Even ignoring the fact that I don't want to believe it, it just doesn't fit.
What doesn't fit?
I mean, why would someone leave such a clear clue like a footprint? It's too obvious, too easy.
He's right. It makes it look like you wanted people to suspect you.
That was... I was just nervous. So, I didn't notice I'd left a footprint.
Hey, you left tons of footprints.
You didn't notice?
You didn't notice that the powder spilled either?
Yeah, that's just how it was. What can I do?
Listen, Hina. Could you go into a bit more detail? Tell us more about when you switched the poison and the protein.
How come? That doesn't matter.
Hina, please. I'd like to know too.
Fine.
Waste your time if you like. It's clear that Hina is the culprit. There's nobody else to suspect. Nobody else could have possibly done it.
Go ahead, Hina. Start from the moment you arrived at the chem lab.
Well, right away I went to Section C and got the poison.
And is that when you spilled the powder in front of that part of the shelf?
Yeah. When I opened the bottle, I dropped it like an idiot.
That's actually a interesting line. Oops, I did it again. I dropped the poison.
I see. Okay then, go on.
So then I moved to Section A and got the protein powder, and that's where I switched them. Once I was done with that, I took the protein can that had the poison in it and left the room. But I accidentally put the bottle filled with protein powder back on the wrong shelf. And because of that, everything I did got found out. And that's it.
That doesn't sound right.
That story you just told. First you went to Section C to get the poison. Then moved to Section A to get the protein, right? Meaning you went from Section C to Section A. Do I have that correct?
Yeah.
But if that's true... look at the map. Isn't that a little strange? You would have seen the footprints from C to A, past B. It was only at A.
Can you repeat that series of events one more time?
What's wrong with you, Big Mac? You're being awfully pushy.
Big Mac?
It's the same thing no matter how many times you hear it. How long until you're satisfied?
How long? Until we figure this out. Until I uncover the full truth of this case. Footprints in the powder, chem lab shelf, source of powder.
First I went to Section C. That's when I grabbed the poison.
Okay.
And you spilled some of the powder on the ground in front of the shelf.
Yeah. When I grabbed the bottle, I dropped it.
Okay, and then?
I moved from Section C to Section A.
That's a lie.
And that's where I switched the powders. Once I was done switching them, I put the bottle filled with the protein powder back in Section A. Then I took the bottle with the poison in it and left the chem lab. That's all there is to it.
Honestly, that's enough.
How much longer must we tolerate this?
In the chem lab, where were the footprints and what direction were they facing? Those facts, yeah, she lied about...
Yeah.
Okay, and now...
I moved from Section C...
No, you didn't!
No,
you liar!
You said you went to get the poison from Section C, and that's where you spilled the powder, right?
Yeah? What about it?
And after that, you said you moved from Section C to Section A to get the protein. But the footprints left at the scene were not moving from Section C to Section A. That contradicts what you just said.
Yeah, they were only going to A. There's no footprints from C, B, and A, you liar.
Then maybe she moved in some weird direction on purpose to disguise her movements?
No, that can't be it. Remember what Hina just said?
What the... Hina, what's the meaning of this?
Well...
You lied to us. plain and simple. If you look at the footprints, your movements in the chem lab are obvious. The powder had already been spilled when you came in, and you went straight to Section A. So you never went to Section C. Whatever you did there, it only involved Section A.
Well, you see...
What the hell? What's going on here?
And the footprints aren't the only problem with her account.
Her shoes.
Before I explain that part, I'd like to submit some new evidence.
New evidence? Impossible, there can't be.
Are you sure? After all, you're the one that gave it to me.
I did?
It was hidden inside the bottle of poison you gave me. I'm amazed you, of all people, would miss such a vital clue. A truly grave oversight.
Just say it already! What is it you think you found?
I found this.
Huh? A piece of glass?
It had sunk to the bottom of the bottle. And the hidden clue was exposed, thanks to you ingesting the powder. I couldn't have solved the mystery without you. So, thank you for that.
But what is it?
Oh, you still don't realize? Well then. Makoto, why don't you explain it?
Why me?
Huh? Me?
If you really do know, explain the meaning of that shard of glass.
The shard of light blue glass Kiko found in the... Oh! The protein! No! The rec room window!
Got it! It's part of the window from the rec room door, right?
The window?
The window we broke to get in was light blue, just like that. So I think that must be it.
You're right. It must be. Of course, that leads to another question. How did a shard of glass from the window get inside this bottle of poison?
What do you think about that?
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us...
Where was it the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec room? According to what Hina told us... Wait. Okay, I'm stupid.
Shoot!
I'm stupid. I had a brain fart.
What's strange is that, according to what Hina told us...
Where was it that the bottle of poison should have been when I broke the rec window? According to Hina...
I got it!
It was in the Section
The
A
bottle of
locker. I'm
poison was
stupid.
left on the shelf in the chem lab. That is what you said, right, Hina?
Oh my goodness, why am I making so many dumb mistakes? It's like when I go in focus, I have a brain fart.
And yet, somehow a piece of glass from the rec room window made its way into the bottle.
Everything Hina told us was a lie?
In reality, that bottle of poison most definitely found its way to the rec room. It was there at least until the window got broken. In other words, when the locked room was unlocked. There's no other way to explain the presence of that glass in that bottle.
And then, once the room was opened, the bottle somehow got moved back to the shelf in the chem lab. Meanwhile, the protein can we found at the crime scene was planted there. That had to be after the locked room was opened. In other words, after Sakura died.
Wait, hold on. You're moving too fast. I'll grant you, the bottle of poison may well have been in the rec room when it was locked. But how can you say the protein can was put there after the room was unlocked? We already know she was given the protein can with the poison inside, right? If that can wasn't there when she died, how did she get poisoned?
You're right. We do need to explain that. But before we do, there's something I'd like to confirm with everyone here. Huh? It has to do with the protein can. After Sakura's body was discovered, did anyone move it or trip over it or anything like that?
What are you talking about? Is this some kind of loaded question?
Not at all. Just answer to the best of your ability.
Well, no, not that I remember.
Yeah, me either.
Not me.
Same here. Yeah, me either.
Okay then, that settles it. That proves that the protein can found its way to the murder scene after the room was opened.
Oh, come on! How can you say that? How can you know what I don't know?
The reason she can say that is because there's evidence. There's proof that someone brought the protein can to the rec room after it was open. Source of powder, empty protein drink, chem lab.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
When the locked room was unlocked, in other words, when I broke the window, if I can concentrate on that.
When it comes to that protein
protein
can,
drink,
there's not a doubt in my
chem
mind.
lab shelf,
Until
source
the
of the
locked
powder.
room was unlocked, it
I think it's source of
absolutely
the
was
powder
not in there.
because empty protein
So
drink.
saying
How did it get in there? Like someone had to put it in there.
after we got the door open?
No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
Wait. When the locked room was unlocked, in other words, when I broke the window, if I concentrate on that.
When it comes to that protein can, there's not a doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
I'm just super confused. It's just, we're talking about the protein can. The question is, was it in there before Sakura was killed? Like, I'm confused just a little bit. And Makoto's hint is, or advice, when the locker room was unlocked, in other words, when I broke the window. So it was before they found out that she was dead, right? So the protein can couldn't have been in there before.
There's not
because no one saw the protein can at the time, unless Hina had it. But it goes back to the source of the powder.
It absolutely was not in there.
Because I'm confused at the
Someone planted it there after we got the door open?
No, that's impossible.
And the chem lab doesn't help because
it had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before the rec room was unlocked.
I knew that was wrong. Sucker punch.
Shoot.
Okay, so it's not source of powder.
When it
Source
comes
of
to
powder,
that protein
empty
can,
protein drink, chem
there's
lab
not a
shell.
doubt in my mind. Until the locked room was unlocked, it absolutely was not in there.
So you're saying
empty
someone
protein drink?
planted it there after we got the door open?
No, that's impossible. It had to have been in there the whole time. It had to be. It was in there before.
Okay, yes. I did that because Kyoko said, why is the glass under it? And that kind of got me to think for a second.
You remember how there was broken glass scattered all around the room, right?
That's what made me shoot that, because if it wasn't the source of powder, and I know the chem lab had nothing to do with it, so it had to have been the empty bottle drink. And I remember Kyoko saying that it was on top of the glass, not under it, or scattered around it.
Of course. It came from the window you broke to get in. What about it?
Well, those pieces weren't just scattered around the protein can. We also found pieces underneath the can.
What?
And this proves it. It shows that the can must have been put down on the floor after the window was broken. So it had to be after we got into the room.
I'm still confused about that. What? So how did was the empty protein can on the chair? Unless when Makoto broke the window, the impact made it fall down. But it doesn't make sense of how it got on top of the glass or how some of it got under it. That's what confuses me.
I see. So that's your explanation. Kyoko, earlier when you asked if anyone had moved the can or tripped over it...
If that were the case, that would explain the can being on top of the glass.
So you asked everyone about it to eliminate that possibility right out of the gate.
And that's made everything clear, hasn't it?
Oh, so it being above the glass proves that no one touched it or something.
As long as it was a locked room, it only contained the bottle of poison, and not the protein can.
Oh, so she's saying basically no one... Okay, never mind.
But once the room was opened up, they were switched, and as a result, the protein can wound up in the rec bin, and the bottle of poison returned to the chem lab.
That's all true, then why did Sakura drink the poison? I thought we all agreed she was tricked into drinking it because of the protein can.
No, that's not why. The only explanation is she drank it from its original bottle, knowing exactly what it was.
Oh, okay.
Precisely. She was alone in a locked room. All she had was the poison. What other possibility is there?
Oh, she locked herself in the room. Wait, did she commit suicide?
You're saying she drank it knowing what it was? Such a ridiculous fiction is...
Exactly what happened.
Sakura killed herself? Oh, man.
Then tell us already. Sorry. Please, tell us.
Did you just apologize? Oh my goodness, Byakuya.
Before we get to that, we need to clarify one other thing. We need to establish who exactly got the poison from the chem lab and took it to the rec room.
It was Hina, right? She took it and gave it to Ogre.
What do you think, Makoto?
She goes back to me. The one who got the poison from the chem lab and brought it to the rec room. It could have been not Hiro or Hina, Sakura, the yellow powder on her shoes.
I think it was Sakura herself.
Huh? So Sakura, who was apparently murdered, just poisoned herself?
She committed suicide.
What are you talking about? There's no way!
On the contrary, we know for a fact she went to the chem lab, right to the section full of poisons.
You're lying! Stop lying! Why? Why would you lie like that?
No, it's not a lie. Sakura definitely went to Section C. Kyoko already showed me the evidence I need. Now I have to hit Hina with it. I have to make her accept it. Oh, not this stupid battle thing again. Oh, come on. Not this stupid battle
You're a liar!
mode.
What are you saying?
Come on. I hate this
Wrong!
mode.
You're wrong! I'm telling you, I did it! Stop talking! You're a liar! Wrong! You're wrong! Wrong! You're wrong! I hate you! You're a liar! What are you saying?
Oh, jeez.
Wrong! You're wrong!
I'm taking
telling
damage.
you
Come on.
I
Come on,
did
get in the
it.
rhythm.
Stop talking!
Oh, shoot. Oh, shoot. The final strike.
Do you have any kind of proof Sakura took the poison?
Yeah, the
This
powder
should
on her
prove it.
shoes. This is your proof.
Did you know that Sakura's foot had a certain yellow powder stuck to it?
It did?
That's a weird face to show where she just got caught.
It did. The same yellow powder that had been spilled by the shelf in the chem lab. That powder was yellow, wasn't it? So the powder we found on Sakura, what else could it be but the powder from the chem lab?
Wait. So, what was that powder doing on Ogre's foot?
And it was only on her instep, right?
Sakura must have been standing right there where the powder was spilled. So the person who spilled the powder by the shelf wasn't Hina, but Sakura. And when Sakura dropped the bottle, she dropped it away from where she was actually standing. Which is how she was able to avoid getting it all over herself. But the powder still got scattered around, and some of it must have wound up on her instep.
Wait, so how did it fall if she went straight for A? Or did she drop, like, how did it scatter if she was heading for the A? Or did she pick it up? Oh, you know what? I think I got it. She was going for the poison bottle, dropped it, scattered it, and then went for this other one, but...
Was there any problem with my thinking?
But why did Sakura pay a visit to Section C in the first place? The only explanation is that she was looking for poison. After all, that's all that section contained.
No! It was me! The poison! Because I killed her!
No, you didn't kill her.
The one that killed Sakura? The connection between Sakura and the poison, the unsolved mystery of the locked room. There's only one way to explain it. Yup. Sakura killed herself.
Here's my answer. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
What? The killer was Sakura?
The culprit was the victim. Sakura committed suicide.
So you're saying it was suicide?
I don't believe it. I don't believe it any more than I believe I can fly.
I believe I can fly. Don't you dare bring that up, Jill. Doesn't suit you.
I can't believe it either. Or rather, I don't want to believe it. But when you really think about it, everything matches up.
Sakura, what were you thinking?
Sakura went and got the poison. She barricaded herself in a room, and she drank it.
Because she knew that if she knew the others were trying to stop her. Poor Sakura. I think, like, why would she drink it? Oh. Okay. Well, I'm not saying it's not obvious, but, aw. I guess it just didn't work out.
Also, she could end her own life. And that explains why we couldn't solve the mystery of the locked room.
Because, of course, Monica was forced to, but Sakura wanted to create the locked room.
The locked room mystery was created by Sakura.
I'm sure she locked herself in so nobody could stop her from doing what she did. She sat there, drank the poison, and breathed her last breath. And the empty bottle of poison rolled around the locked room until we came and opened it.
Oh.
At that point, someone grabbed the bottle and snuck it out of the room. And that was you, wasn't it, Hina?
Oh, so Hina grabbed the protein bottle after Sakura took her life.
You did it to throw off the investigation, didn't you? When we found her body, you stayed right there near the door. Because you already knew Sakura was dead. And because the bottle of poison had rolled near the doorway.
Okay, that's what it was.
That's where you picked up the bottle, right? I was too shocked to notice anything, and Kyoko was busy checking the body.
And the more I think about it, the more I realize how unusual your actions were.
Hina, what the heck?
You said you were going to go get everyone else. But your real intention was to go to the chem lab and switch out the containers, wasn't it? Once you were at the chem lab, you headed straight to the section where the protein powder was kept. There, you took the powder and poured it into the bottle of poison you'd grabbed from the rec room. When you left the lab, all you had was the empty protein can. Thinking about it like that, the footprints make perfect sense.
When you were done, you gathered everyone together. And once you were back in the rec room... While everyone else was focused on Sakura, you quietly placed the can on the ground.
Why? What was the point of that?
Honestly, you should have noticed. You should have been the first one to run up to Sakura's lifeless body. The Hina I know never would have left her side in a situation like that.
Why, Hina?
So, Sakura committed suicide. In order to hide this fact, Hina undertook a series of actions to undermine the investigation.
Why? What was that for, Hina? You were about to make us choose you or other people and not Sakura, who already killed herself.
As long as you could disguise the truth, you didn't care if we blamed you for her death. That's why you didn't bother to get rid of such obvious evidence, right? The footprints in the powder and the bottle of poison, vital pieces of evidence, and yet...
So you're saying Hina consciously deceived us to make it look like she killed Sakura?
Sounds like it.
No! I killed her! I did it!
That's enough, Hina. It's over.
It's not! Nothing's over!
It is. Actually, no. You're right. You have to end this properly.
Yes, let's end this. Closing... yeah. Alright. Let's do this. Because this has been going on for a little while, so... Sakura is sending the note to... let me see. Okay. Yeah, here it is. She gives the note to Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. And then Act 2, Toko goes in first, right? Let me see. Toko goes in first, but like to sneak in. Let me see. I really like this music though, it has a good beat to it. Let me see. Which one is it? Does she enter like this? Or does she enter... or does she... I think she enters like this. Probably wrong, but anyway. Toko goes in like this. Watches. Sakura's sitting there. Hiro walks in. Sakura gives him candy. He accepts it. He's like, oh, she's gonna kill me. Grab a bottle. Sneak up behind. Let me see. Wait. Okay, so he picks up the bottle, swings it, and it's the night one, so yeah, this is what happens. The night shatters after hitting her, because it was a night. Hiro's nervous, and then he looks at that, and he puts Toko's blood. Now, I don't know where he got the blood from. I don't get it. Like, where did he get this? Like, how did he put blood on there? It was from his finger or something. I don't know. He runs away. Toko comes out, reads and sees her name, puts it up there. Okay, I'm assuming it's this one. Sakura gets back up, wounded and bleeding. Toko turns around. She passes out, turns into Genocide Jack or Jill. Jack or Jill picks up the item, or picks up the next Monokuma, which has the, what is this, the rook? The pawn or something? I can't remember. No, not the pawn. I think it's the bishop. I think she picks up that, slams her in the head with it, dusts it up, but didn't do so good. Runs away with super speed. Sakura's bleeding. She's hurt, so she didn't die though, but she was hurt. So I guess she takes the poison like this. What's this? Okay, we know this is Hina, so I'm assuming it's like this?
The killer is...
I hope this is right. I think one or two are wrong.
This case began when Sakura asked a number of people to meet her in the rec room.
Yep, I was right.
Specifically, those people were Hiro, Toko, and Byakuya. But one of them headed out a bit earlier than the others, Toko. She got there one step ahead of everyone else, and looked around for a good hiding spot.
Yep, got that right.
And she found it. She crawled into the locker to get out of sight. Then, from inside the locker, she saw Sakura enter the room. Next to arrive was Hiro.
One second, guys, 1 second.
When he got there, he mistakenly thought Sakura was going to try to kill him, so he panicked.
I'm back. I had to take a restroom break, sorry. Yup, because of the knife.
Without thinking, he grabbed a nearby Monokuma bottle and attacked Sakura with it. Thinking he'd killed her, he hastily began covering up his crime. He took a magazine from the table and forged a dying message from Sakura. To that end, he wrote down a name.
Yep.
Toko. By writing her name, he was hoping to pin the murder on her. But of course, Toko had witnessed the whole thing. So as soon as the coast was clear, she jumped out of the locker and hid the magazine on the shelf with all the others. But in her rush, she made one little mistake. She put the magazine back upside down. Soon after, she watched as Sakura slowly opened her eyes. She also saw the blood dripping off Sakura's head and fainted. This caused her personality to switch back over to Genocide Jack. When she woke back up, her second personality also saw the blood-soaked Sakura. And she freaked out. And just like Hiro, she grabbed another Monokuma bottle and attacked her. This explains why there were 2 wounds on Sakura's head. Assuming Sakura really was dead this time, she set about disposing of the evidence. She gathered up the broken Monokuma bottle shards and the queen chess piece. And that explains how Sakura was attacked twice with the same type of weapon. But even after those 2 blows, she was still alive. So then, what was Sakura's actual cause of death? It was the poison that Sakura herself got from the chem lab.
I'm looking at it. What if she had the poison just in case the plan did not work? If they didn't attack her, would she still poison herself? Pardon me. Would she still have poisoned herself if the others didn't attack? Well, if Hiro and Toko didn't attack her. Because, again, I bet she was trying to do something to calm them down, to prove that she was a spy, but she didn't want to kill any of her friends. And being so buffed, she was feared.
She turned the rec room into a true locked room scenario, and then drank the deadly mixture. And there, she took her final breath. Later on, the rest of us discovered that her body was in there. We had to smash the door's window to get inside. But someone already knew what had happened, knew that she had committed suicide. And that same someone quietly snatched the bottle of poison from off the ground. And while nobody was looking, replaced it with an empty protein can.
Wait, did I seriously get all this in one try? Oh, well, yeah, like I got this in one try.
They did all this specifically to place all the suspicion on themselves. In an attempt to guide the trial to a false conclusion.
Hina, how could you? She was actually trying to get us all killed. Or
and
get them
who
killed.
Went to all that effort. It's you, Hina.
It's kind of funny that we're admitting it was Hina's fault, but Hina's not the one that killed her, but she was one to get us all killed.
That's the full truth of the case.
But again, would Sakura have taken the poison if Hiro and Toko / Genocide Jack, Jill, hadn't attacked her?
Sakura took her own life. And you claim to be the killer to hide that fact. Isn't that right?
That's what happened? But, Makoto, how did you manage to... How were you able to uncover the truth that even I couldn't discern?
Huh? Oh, well, I mean... You still haven't realized? We don't all act according to calculations and cost-benefit diagrams. That's what makes us so complicated. That's what you don't understand. And that's why you couldn't solve this case. See? Didn't I tell you? When you dismiss other people's feelings, it'll always come back to bite you in the end.
Oh. Oh my goodness, I can't believe how that came out. I'm surprised though that I did better than I did in the previous class trial. I even got, I guess you would say, a failure, game over, whatever. But I did better in this one. Crazy. And poor Sakura, she didn't. That was just horrible how she just went out like that. Oh, okay, I got 100. Last time I got 95. Not that impressed, but all right. I wonder if I have to keep...
Okay. I think we can all agree you made your point.
How much you want to bet, though, that if I put this on mean, the game gives you more Monokuma coins based on the difficulty? Because it was already automatically set to mean because I was playing this on fair. I don't know. It's just that I'm just wondering how you're supposed to get 999 Monokuma coins. Like, do you have to grind in this game?
Did you guys forget already? You still haven't voted yet.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You seriously forgot?
Well, what do you expect? A friend or character, classmate committed suicide versus getting killed by someone.
I can feel my energy draining out of me.
Energy? You mean your battery's dying?
Well, whatever. You don't really have a choice anyway. You just gotta do it. Maybe you don't want to, but please grab your lever and cast your vote. So, who will be chosen as the Blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
Technically, no one's gonna get executed because Sakura did it herself.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right. The one who killed Sakura was Sakura herself.
My entire existence!
Okay, we're done here.
What did you say?
So that's the whole truth, huh? I see. But there's still one thing I don't understand.
Come on.
Hina, why did you try to cover up what happened? If the truth hadn't come to light, you would have died along with the rest of us.
What are you thinking?
And yet why did you do that?
Don't be mean!
Yeah, we almost died just now, jeez!
What is this?
Because that's exactly what I wanted for us to go through. Or that's exactly what I wanted. What? I mean, the reason Sakura died is because all of you pushed her into a corner. You all killed her. So that's why...
You should have been the one to die.
I couldn't let her be the only one that died.
What?
You don't mean... You were gonna take us all with you? We have to atone for our sins. Because everyone, even me, we all killed her. We all have to pay for our crimes. For serious? But that's...
What is this?
You still don't understand. Then let me explain. Do you realize how much despair Sakura was carrying with her when she died? Look at this. Such brutality has made me desperate. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand. That's... I found it on the ground in front of the rec room. It's Sakura's suicide note. Suicide note? Thinking back, I should have seen it coming. It was right after Genocide Jack had attacked me. Sakura got mad and stormed out of the nurse's office. I ran out after her and... Sakura, calm down. You don't need to worry about me and I'm fine. I can't calm down. I don't care if I suffer for this. It's all my fault. All my fault. But now you're suffering because of me.
No forgiveness!
You tried to protect me because of my...
I can't forgive this!
My closest friend got hurt. Sakura. Because of me, my friends are all going to kill each other. This is all my responsibility as well as my fault. Sakura thought she was responsible for this whole thing. She thought everyone was her fault. Or everything, I'm sorry. Which is why she wanted to find some way to get everyone to forgive her. So she asked me to meet with them. You asked me to meet with those three? You can't! Don't you see how dangerous that is? Don't worry, I just want to talk to them.
But...
Talk about what? Listen, don't do it. If they all gang up on you at once, even you... Hina. Please don't think of things like that. They're not my enemy.
They're friends.
Sakura. She completely believed in all of us. If you had just talked to her, you would have understood. She was a friend to all of us. And yet...
Why?
And yet... You trampled all over her feelings. And then you did the unthinkable. No, that was just a misunderstanding.
What are you saying?
Don't stand there and call it a misunderstanding, you stupid idiot. She believed in you, and you wouldn't even listen to what she had to say. Without asking a single question, you tried to kill her.
I won't forgive you.
Do you have any idea how desperate she was, seeing you act like that? That's what her suicide note meant. So instead of just waiting to be killed, I'll do it by my own hand.
Why?
That's how far you pushed her.
Huh?
Sakura, what happened to you?
Hina,
you arrived. Wait right here, I'll help you out.
Hina.
Wait, what am I doing?
Huh?
I'm so glad I got to meet you. What's wrong, Sakura? Why are you talking like that?
I have a favor to ask.
Huh?
A favor?
Some protein.
I like what she said. Could I ask you to... Yeah, you got it. Just hang on, I'll be right back. That was the last conversation I had with her. I went to the chem lab to get the protein she asked for, but when I got there though, I saw the powder, and that's when I realized I saw that someone had taken something from the poison shelf, Section C. Sakura. So I ran back to the rec room as fast as I could, but by the time I got there, it was already too late. Sakura!
Please!
Let me in, please! Open this door! Sakura! Why? Wait, what? She just said it. Doggone it.
Why?
Why did she have to die? She had weaknesses, just like any other human on this planet. If she got cut, she would bleed. If someone hurt her, she felt it. That's weakness. It's normal. And yet...
Why?
You all blamed her. I tried to protect her and I suffered for it. And that just added to the weight she had to carry. And I didn't even realize it. Hina. We killed her. All of us. We pushed her into a corner, and we caused her to murder herself.
Why?
People like us shouldn't be allowed to live. And that's why you tried to lead us astray, huh? You did your best to make us arrive at the wrong conclusion during the class trial. Sakura died hating all of us. I wanted to free her of her regrets. But even that got found out. In the end, I wasn't able to do anything for her. I could never face her after this.
Hey!
I'm sorry to interrupt right when you're about to deliver the final tearjerker, but...
Hey!
It's just taking so long. I'm about to fall asleep over here. I mean, do you really think you have any idea what Sakura was actually thinking when she died?
What is this?
What did you say? Everything you just said is nothing but your I can't say the word. Interpretation? Your own opinion on what her suicide note meant?
What are you saying?
Of course I know what she was thinking, cause her and me...
In other words...
What I'm really trying to say is...
Yes, indeed.
Don't you think the entire foundation is shaky? What if it was really like this?
What the heck?
What is that?
Of course!
Isn't it obvious?
Yep.
A suicide note. Sakura's a suicide note. What? But Hina already...
Too bad.
Oh, I wrote that one. It was all me, baby.
It's
This is the one Sakura addressed to Hina and put in her room.
Huh?
What? What? Then... You... lied to me?
I'm being
Oh, don't
loyal.
say lie. It makes it sound so dirty. Ooh, I just thought I'd liven things up a bit.
Well now.
I can't help it if you totally took my little scribbles at my face value. It didn't even have Sakura's signature on it. You filthy little... I'm not filthy. I didn't do anything. Did I falsify evidence? Did I affect the outcome of the class trial? The case played out between you and you alone. You were the ones jerking each other around.
Here.
Heck, even if the will had factor in, it still would have been between you guys. So what's the problem? This is all part of the production process. Okay, and scene. Cut.
And?
So then what did she write in her real suicide note?
What are you gonna do?
I'm glad you asked. For your benefit, I shall read it using my melodic, angelic, harmonic narrator voice.
Hey!
But you know, haven't you ever been curious about the whole suicide note thing? Who came up with the idea of leaving a note when you killed yourself in the first place?
But hold on.
Isn't it just so unfortunate? Killing yourself is just so final, you know? You can never hear the rest of their story. The truth is lost in darkness. Give me the willies, too.
Enough already.
Could you just get to the point already? You're wasting our time.
Yes, indeed.
Okay. Sheesh. Talk about a buzzkill. All right. All right. Here we go. Ahem. My good friend Hina. There's nothing I have to tell you. I'm sorry. There's something I have to tell you. I hate to do it like this, but you need to know. This is my final wish.
As you know, I've been giving information to the one who's imprisoned you here.
It was our first night in this strange school that the mastermind came to see me.
See, the mastermind took control of my family's dojo and demanded I become their tool.
Oh, that must have been the hostage, her family's dojo. You might not see the importance of a dojo, but my family has watched over it for over 300 years.
I couldn't let it be destroyed under my watch. So even if it meant my own life, I had to protect it.
Okay.
That's how I saw things.
However, that was also my greatest weakness. Sorry if I don't sound like Sakura, my voice is nearly at the limit. That's why after this I'm done for the time being. I'm done. I'm not coming back on here for a while. Well, at least until the next time. And because of that, I made the mistake of giving in to the mastermind.
And what the mastermind wanted from me was nothing less than murder.
They were probably worried that until the first murder had happened, nothing would move forward. But what neither the mastermind nor I expected was the incident involving Sayaka. At that point, the plan changed. The mastermind told me to hold off, to wait until we reached another stalemate.
However, as I lived here with all of you, as I lived here with Hina, my resolve began to weaken.
Watching everyone fight with such despair, trying so desperately to stay alive, I saw the weakness in my own heart, the mistake of succumbing to the mastermind. And more than anything,
I cannot betray those who would call me their friend.
That's how I came to feel. So that's why Sakura...
I've made a decision. I will no longer retreat, no longer compromise, no longer regret. I've made my decision. I'm going to resist you.
Oh, so she was doing this because of her dojo being at risk, but after watching everyone trying desperately to stay alive and being around them, she basically knew this was wrong and just said it's not worth it if it means losing her friends. Plus two, never mind. Of course, because of that, I decided to reveal her a secret, which made everyone else hate her. Her decision to stay true to all of you led directly to all of you hating her for it. Ironic, isn't it? Or maybe oxymoronic? Or just moronic?
Of course, I understand if you all hate me. All of this is because of my own weakness.
I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want. I'm perfectly willing to accept whatever attack you may want to make on me.
So this is my atonement for betraying you. That's what I had in mind.
Sakura, you didn't deserve that. It's understandable, but I really wish you had told, well, tell you the truth, if she did tell all about this and they didn't bother doing so, Monokuma would have just done something even worse. But this is sad. But unfortunately, that's not enough. This won't end with me just accepting your hatred.
My own situation has started having an effect on more people than just me.
Ooh, that scene when Hina slapped Byakuya really hard on the right cheek.
Which is exactly what the Mastermind wanted when they revealed my betrayal.
My betrayal brought suspicion, disharmony. The Mastermind knew that eventually it would escalate to someone murdering someone else.
Of course, I'm still responsible for that as well.
I have an obligation to get this situation under control. And to fulfill that obligation, I've decided to do as the Mastermind has commanded. I will do as I was told and commit murder.
But I've decided the one I'm going to kill is myself.
If the Mastermind demands that I kill someone, then that someone will be myself. Then my dojo will be safe, and above all else, none of you will have to kill anyone. When I die, the source of conflict among you all dies with me. For that, I am willing to give up my life.
If it can save you, then sacrificing my own life could have no greater meaning. Whatever you think of me, please know that you are all my most treasured friends.
I never had people like you in my life.
Huh?
Then, Sakura didn't feel cornered? She didn't die hating us?
No way!
She wanted to stop us from fighting? To protect us?
Correct.
She didn't end her life only because she was weak. Quite the opposite, in fact. She was strong. Too strong. That's why she killed herself. She chose death for herself in order to protect the rest of us. To sacrifice so do that.
However,
It was only her limitless strength that made it possible.
Finally, Hina, I want to apologize to you especially.
The reason I didn't tell you any of this is because I knew you would try to stop me. I'm really truly sorry, but please don't be sad. If I can throw out the Mastermind's plan, if I can keep you from killing each other, that's enough just for me. This is the path that I have chosen. This is the only way I have left to distinguish myself. And you can use this note to bring the class trial to a quick end. I'm so sorry to ask you to do something so unpleasant, but I leave the rest to you. All of you. Please talk to Byakuya, Toka, and Hiro on my behalf. I can't tell anyone about my plan while I'm alive, but I wanted you to understand why I'm doing this. In the end, though, I hope to show myself through actions and not words. Hopefully then they'll see...
I never saw you as my enemy. You were only ever my friend, who I wanted to help as much as possible. Hina, whatever it takes, survive. Survive along with everyone else. No matter what, just survive.
But...
This is... I didn't understand how she felt. Not at all. I thought we were close and still...
What are you gonna do?
But in the end, all her meddling was like totally pointless. She died so you guys wouldn't try to kill each other, but you almost ended up doing it anyway. Thanks to you, her death had no purpose at all. Tisk Tisk, tisk. Boo-hoo-hoo. In fact, it was because of her stupid meddling that the rest of you nearly bit the big one. She deserves all the blame. Everyone blames her. Go ahead, blame her. She deserves it. Now then, the next victim has been decided. What do you mean, next victim? Nobody here blames anyone. First of all, you're in the wrong for tricking Hina with that fake suicide note. And plus, Sakura's death wasn't a waste.
Say what?
Because she made us remember. We're not enemies that hate each other. We're friends who need to work together.
You know?
Darn straight. This is all because of her misplaced hatred. All her misplaced hatred. I don't blame her, I can't blame her, and no one can blame Hina either. What? Whether or not there was a spy never really mattered, because the one we need to destroy is you. No one else besides you.
What? What do you want?
What the heck? That's not how this was supposed to go. But anyway, are you sure about that? This killing game is a competition between all of you, remember?
Hey!
Your enemy is each other. He's absolutely right about that.
Phew.
Ah, lovely Byakuya, you understand me, don't you? This is a life or death elimination match. The only way to survive is to win. There can be no doubt that those are the rules of the game. Which is why I am bowing out of this stupid game. Huh?
Naturally.
Sakura and Hina were both willing to sacrifice their own lives to deny the reality of this game. Thanks to them, it would appear the others have cast aside their fear for this game.
Don't make me repeat.
There's no point in participating in this stupid game, which has lost that sense of excitement now. Which is why I will no longer be participating in this stupid game. What? What's going on? What's going on here? What? Now I have only one thing to look forward to.
It's all clear.
And that is to heap the harshest possible punishment onto the one who thinks they can control me. Byakuya, does this mean... Don't misunderstand. I haven't been moved by some thoughtless sentimentalism, if that's what you're thinking. Wherever Master goes, I go. And if the mastermind turns out to be a guy, maybe I can catch on fire. What? Maybe I can set him on fire. And everyone.
Hey.
Well, now you can say that Sakura's death had no meaning. How boring. But nothing good can come out of this. I'm still gonna be the one having the fun time, you know.
What the heck?
The fun time? Anyway, let's forget about that good-for-nothing backstabber. Get back on track.
You want me to punish you guys?
It's the moment you've all been waiting for. Punishment time! Wait, but Sakura was technically the killer, right? And she's dead, right? You're not gonna...
But...
Is it me?
Wrong.
Oh, heavens, no. Just because the blackness dead doesn't mean I can just sub in whatever old student I want. Didn't I tell you? I'm very particular about the bear times 1 rule.
Listen up.
But I spent so much time preparing for my special punishment, it'd be a shame to let it go to waste. So for my special punishment, I prepared a special guest. A special guest?
Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time.
Special guest? Who is it? Oh no, found alter ego. Well, it's kind of weird to see him get executed. You know, he's an AI and is a lookalike Chiro. But oh man, not alter egos are hope. No. Excavator Destroyer? I even wonder if the AI can even feel that. Never mind. Huh? Wait, what? He slammed and smashed it and turned into that? What kind of, never mind. Game logic. Oh boy. Alter ego. Doggone it. You suck, man. You turned him into a mangled hunk of junk. No. Phew, that really took it out of me. Maybe I'll go grab a plate of chicken. You're a robot. Robots don't eat. After all, they say for a post-working grilled, chicken's where it's at. And I'm about the grilled goodness, yeah. Fried, boiled, or broiled? Give me a break. The color, the smell, the succulence. Grilled is where it's at. Goop, goop. Never mind.
No. But still.
I forgot about Alter Ego, and I'm actually a little down. I'm a little down that he was discovered, but he said it was a risk. Kyoko said it's a risk, but hey, Alter Ego wanted to try. Plus, you know how I find it weird how Alter Ego was executed, because I mean he's like, ow, and he's like, huh?
I'm gonna do my best.
But now, I think everyone's saying he's really gonna go out the window, because Alter Ego was their hope of escaping. But now that Alter Ego was destroyed, I don't think they're gonna get out. Alter Ego's words raced through my heart and soul, and my disbelief gave way to raw anger. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. The anger turned to fury, black and muddy and boiling over. It bubbled through my body, quickly overflowing and shooting out of my mouth. How dare you! That was my friend! How dare you kill him!
What's the matter?
Huh? You're friends with a laptop? That's pretty pathetic. What's next? Friends with a baseball? Shut the boop up! He wasn't just a laptop. Makoto, I have to admit, I know this is probably what's a little sad about Makoto. He was just a normal average student, and he never got to actually have friends or people to talk to other than his family. And because he's never had friends to talk to because he was average or normal, he's never known how it is to have a true friend. So he felt that Alter Ego was able to understand his feelings, but they're programmed to do that. It's like where if a person can't make friends with another human, or they don't trust them because they're judged of how they live and such, an AI usually is the one to help wake them up from their depression, because otherwise at least bad things. He was my friend, and you killed him. Is this what you call animism, where a soul dwells within all things, even like laptops? Sorry, my voice is tired, so my Monokuma tone's kind of disappearing. Well, you can call it whatever you want. Bottom line is, it's got in the way. It was trying to find all kinds of things in a sneaky way.
Just as I thought.
Okay, so you now finally noticed?
Actually...
Finally? No. I knew it all from the very beginning. I knew Chihiro was doing something with the laptop, and I knew you were using it to analyze data. I knew exactly how it was all going to play out from the start. What?
What do you think?
You knew, and you were still cocky enough to let us take the plunge?
Yep.
Well, I mean, the data in that laptop, it was, I guess you could call it, a gift from me to you.
Phew.
Or maybe more like a reward in honor of you being able to unlock something so difficult.
Hey,
So of course I didn't care if you got access to that. but sneaking into the network was just too personal, so I had to do a little, reformatting.
I want to be able to help.
Alter Ego wanted to fight for us. He wanted to help at the risk of his own life. And for that, he was deleted. Yeah, the punishment time has made me feel a billion times better.
Very nice.
Experiencing a meaningless death is so soothing. It makes me remember that every low can get even lower. No, his death wasn't meaningless either. Everyone who died so far, the deaths of each and every one of our friends, they made us all stronger. I swear, someday you will pay for this, Monokuma.
Ba-bum.
Holy moly, you're Superman. Just unreasonably upset.
Well?
Okay, time to bring things to a close. Oh, but before that, I need to read the postscript.
What?
What postscript?
Yep.
Yeah, there's still a bit more left of Sakura's note. Huh? Do I have your attention? Okay, then here we go. Prepare your ears for the dulcet tones of yours truly. Probably said that wrong. One other thing, Hina. There's something I'd like you to tell the others. Hopefully it will act as a clue to help you unravel the mystery of this school. What? A clue?
Hina.
I've spoken with the mastermind off and on the whole time I've been here, and so I've learned one thing, which is the mastermind has done something to all of us. I think what they've done is Whoopsie daisy, that was a close one. Hip deep in spoiled territory.
Too bad.
Okay, I don't want to ruin that surprise, so book club is dismissed for today. What? You can't just stop at the most important part. Come on, man. It makes your brain rumble and tumble, does it? It makes you so mad you don't even freaking know, huh?
You guys?
That's the whole point, stupid. Is to get back at all of you for hardening your resolve. Fine, but at least Sakura's note. Like I ever let any of you greaseballs have it. But
too bad.
Sucks for you, loser. Wait, what's this? What is it now, you loser?
What?
There's one last line in this note. And let me just say this to the mastermind. I'm not going to just lay down and die. I will fight you, you monster, no matter what, and that's seriously it. Huh? Wow, what a stubborn loser, huh? She won't lay down and die, she'll fight you? Well, whatever, who cares what some dead musclehead has to say?
Well?
Okay, now I'm out of here. You guys should try to get some rest, you know. And maybe take some time to reconsider how you approach this school's life of yours. Are you sure you don't want to graduate? Can you really cut free from the rest of the outside world? Think about it. Think long. Think hard. Goo, goo, goo. Those were his parting words to us before disappearing. But what was that all about? Sakura's final message, her last clue to help us solve the mystery of this school. The mastermind did something to us? Kyoko said something like that before, didn't she? It was after Celeste's trial was over.
You.
Who?
Hey.
The mastermind did something to our bodies. What are they saying the mastermind did? What did the mastermind do to us? I mean, did the mastermind plant a bomb in us or something? Oh, don't go there. And if we try to leave the school, a sensor goes off? If that was the case, he wouldn't have sealed the windows. Or would he? And the bomb explodes? I've seen stuff like that in movies and comics and such and stuff, so it's not totally unheard of. If he did that, what would have been the... Okay, if he did that, what would have been the point of sealing the door and the windows if he knew you were gonna die from a bomb? No, I feel awful just thinking about it. I can't afford to acknowledge thoughts like that.
Yo!
So the class trial's over, Monokuma's gone.
But...
So, now what do we do?
Yes.
What else is there other than to head back upstairs?
Oh
yeah, right. Let's get out of here. But, Hina must still feel responsible. Dial back that ego a bit, girl. The kind of mystery someone like you could pose is absolutely no threat.
Not possible.
I would never have lost to that kind of challenge. What are you talking about? Kyoko and Makoto are the ones that figured everything out.
Stop talking.
Shut up. Seriously? I'm very sorry. How many times do you plan to apologize? How about you make that one your last one? I haven't reached the point where I need someone apologizing to me more than once.
Sorry.
Okay, I get it already. Then, I'll try. That totally wasn't normal, right? Did she just capture his flag?
No, 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 no!
Uh-oh. I cannot suffer the existence of someone who would disturb the runs between me and my master.
Huh?
What are you talking about? That's absolutely not what's happening here. Then why are you blushing? Why would I ever go for a sleazeball like him?
What did you say?
Sleazeball?
What the heck?
That's right, I called you a sleazeball because you really are a sleazeball, you sleazeball. Apparently, you still have a death wish. Morbid, more biting sarcasm. No wonder you don't have any friends.
No, 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 no!
Hey, stop fighting with Math. You're making me jealous. I want to abuse, give, and take. Me! I guess it's not so easy for everyone to act like friends. Well, that's just how it is for now. And so Sakura's class trial came to an end, and we returned to the world of Hope's Peak Academy once again. But the story wasn't even close to over. Time just kept marching on. We all went back to our rooms, and before long, night snuck up on us. Sakura, you'll be missed.
As such, soon the doors to the dining hall. Okay,
Yeah, we know. Same recording. Nighttime descended and pulled me down along with it, down into sleep. I couldn't remember the last time I fell into such a deep sleep, but the night still wasn't over for me. A voice. I could hear a voice. What? Up. Wake up. Huh? The voice dragged me from deep slumber to hazy half-consciousness. My eyelids were like lead.
Kyoko?
Yes, it's me.
How'd you get in my room? I have the key. I don't think I remember. Did I leave the door open or what? How'd you get in here?
Huh? Kyoko?
I said yes.
So Kyoko's here.
Wait, what?
In a flash, I was wide awake. How did she get in here? What? Oh, what are you doing here?
It's true.
I'm here to wake you up. Oh, I see. Wait, but my door! It was unlocked. You're unbelievably careless. It was unlocked? Are you serious? Oh, Makoto. Were you so tired you forgot to lock it? Oh my goodness.
Hey.
Always, and you don't have to overreact like that every time you're surprised. What time is it?
Correct.
3 o'clock in the morning, I think. It's 3 in the morning? Why was Kyoko waking me up at this hour? Well, what is it? It's so late. What's going on?
Makoto.
I have a favor to ask you. What's the favor?
So...
Remember what Sakura said at the end of her note? I'm not just going to lie down and die. I will fight you. I want to find out what she meant by that. Okay, but how do you plan to do that? Then Kyoko put her lips next to my ear and whispered, "The data center on the 4th floor." What?
Goodbye.
I'll meet you there. Without another word, she was gone. What the? Her words reverberated through my half-dazed head. The data center? But I thought it was locked. Kyoko, were you crazy? Oh, I can leave the area? I made my way into the after-hours school and headed for the data center on the 4th floor. Eventually, I wound up at the data center, but when I arrived, Kyoko's not here? That's weird. She said she'd meet me. Is she maybe inside already? I put my hands to the door with a certain amount of force. It didn't open. I tried again, but it must be locked. What was it Kyoko said? The data center on the 4th floor.
What's this?
Oh, what are you doing up, mister? Breaking into a locked room is incredibly prohibited, don't you know? Oh, well, I just You're trying to tell me you didn't actually bust in yet, right? But
Hey!
I can see that you don't. Don't waste my time telling me crap I can see for myself. It looked like you might break in any second, so I just thought I'd give you a friendly reminder. Or are you gonna try and tell me you were sleepwalking or something? That would be a stupid thing to say, I suppose. It's 3 o'clock in the morning, for crying out loud. Even I can get tired, you know. Stop being weird and go back to your room and go back to bed. What's wrong now?
Just a second.
Why are you out here making a racket? Kyoko?
You too?
Not you're here too?
You guys?
Whatever, the two of you, just get back to bed. I'm positively exhausted from the class trial.
It's true.
Sure, you got it. Come on, Makoto, let's head back. What?
Hey,
Didn't you hear me? We're leaving. I don't have any idea what's going on anymore.
shall we go?
Don't worry about it, let's just go. Alright, alright. Yeah, get on out of here. Shoot, beat it, you noobs. What? Okay, don't know where I was going with that. So we left and went back to our rooms. And then...
Goodbye.
So, goodbye. Hold on there! What? Listen, what was that all about just now? She woke me up, made me go to the data center, which just so happened to be locked, and then she shows up late and we leave without checking a single thing. What was the point of that?
Whew.
Don't worry about it. I figured that would be the end of our conversation, just like always, but...
Goodbye.
Good night. Yeah, good night. And that was that. But as I turned to leave...
Mukuro Ikusaba.
Huh? Kyoko was right next to me once again, whispering to my ear.
Mukuro Ikusaba. The 16th student, lying hidden somewhere in this school. The one they call the ultimate despair.
Mukuro
Watch out.
Ikawata? Watch out for her. Chapter 4, All-Star Apologies. The end. So we lost just one person, Sakura. Now there's only 6 of us. Or 7, because there's supposed to be an extra student named Mukora, whatever her name was. To be continued. And we got the altered lump, which looks exactly like what Alter Ego was turned into after the punishment. Yep, let's save it. 4 by Gore. Cute. You know what? Let's just save over this, because I'm not going to keep making data files.
Mukuro Ikusaba.
Alright, guys. That's it. I'm done. It is... Oh my goodness, it is 9:32 in the morning. I'm going to sleep. Good night, guys. I hope you enjoyed this. But I have to say, after that 4th one, we're super close, because the game even said you're halfway through the game. But I'm going to see you guys next time. I really want to get this game done, so maybe I'll stream again late tonight. But I'll try to get an early start, like at 10 or 11. If not, definitely before 1. But otherwise, if I don't start at 1:30 or 1, don't even bother trying to check. Later!